What is going on, everybody? Pull up chat. There we go. How have you guys been? Oh, I see you guys are already racing to see who gets first. Official Roger 94. You definitely got first comment. Hope you guys have been well. It's been a long time, but I'm excited to start this new journey with y'all. Thank you all for tuning in. We're going to be watching the Pokemon Go Play Pokemon Regional today, or part of it today. I can't do the full event. I can do like the first part for Milwaukee, and starting in 7 minutes, so it's going to be pretty cool. Got the timer right there. 7 minutes. See if we got any Kangaskhan raids. No one's doing a raid right now. That's alright. Are you going to be at Worlds this year? Sadly, won't be at Worlds this year, no. Nope, not going to be able to travel for that one. Anything spicy? I mean, we'll have to see what they bring this weekend. I'd love to see Tinkatuff get used more with Heavy Slam instead of Bulldoze. Bulldoze is so bad. Heavy Slam, guys. Heavy Slam. But, yeah, we're just going to wait to see when the stream starts. I also got some card packs to open. Do you guys do Pocket? I have some card packs to open today. Let's see what we get. I also got a 10 boost that I want to do as well. So let's see. What's up, PokeFam? So I'm going to be bringing Shadow Alolan Marowak. That would be great. So tired of seeing Grumpig everywhere. Yeah, I mean, Grumpig, right, if Medicham was still around, I know Azumarill's still around, but if Medicham was still around, and Grumpig's like a fun new Psychic type. Medicham was, right, Psychic fighting, but still. Litten, nothing special on this one, I think. Do like the new to the collection, though. Grumpig's fun, though. I think it would be nice to see Drapion get dropped down out of percentage used, because it's like the highest it's been dominating on most teams. All right, let's see which one's going to be a good one. Aren't they technically all the same? Excited to watch my Boom videos again? Yeah, it'll be fun, man. We'll go with this one. Not a clean one there. Nothing here. We're going to do a tenner poll, though. The stream should be starting in 5 minutes, so we'll just wait to get into that. You guys having a good event? There's actually some really nice spawns. I caught Rookidees and Wimpods earlier today, which was really nice. Hey, Chaos King. I appreciate it. Welcome in. We're going to be watching the Play Pokemon Regional Tournament, a part of it. Can't watch the whole thing today. And then sadly tomorrow I won't be able to watch the finals. We already have plans. We're going to the kid's great-grandmother's house as a family get-together because she's moving out of the house and into a retirement home. She's 94 and was still living on her own, happy and healthy. But it's time that she goes to a retirement home, so we're all gonna say goodbye to the family house. So that's tomorrow, but whenever the next, as the next tournaments come through, we'll be watching more of these streams, and for longer durations as well. Dude, I started a channel. I'm inspired by you. Oh, I appreciate it, Chaos King. That's awesome. Hope that's going well. Yep. We're opening a 10 pack here. I would love to get a God pack. I have yet to get one. All right, here we go. Oh, so satisfying. Here we go. There it is. All of them. Anything good? Oh, we got something in the back there. Oh, that Lapras art is kind of cool. Oh, Sandy Gas. I haven't gotten that yet. Nice, we'll take it. Nothing on this one. Told my wife about your content and showed her your shout-out video of me featuring Shadow Glade and Hisui Cup. Oh, that's awesome. Thanks for submitting that. Yeah, the Sandy guest art was cool there. Serini. I'm glad to get new cards. I like collecting. I don't battle in here. Oh, that Lycan Rock. Oh, look at that. Did you guys see that? That shimmer when you twist it? That's really nice. These cards are so well done. Oh, what's back there? Persian. One more. Oh, another Sandy guest. We got 2 of them now. All right, 2 minutes until the stream starts. So we'll let's pull this back up. Pop this down. There we go. Yeah, another Sandy gas. That's okay. I'm guessing you guys play this as well. I figure you guys do. Or at least collect, right? Palosan. I love the shimmers. They're so good. Hello, WJ. Welcome in. Tapu Bulu. Stuck in Tackle. Flip a coin. If tails, this Pokemon also does 20 damage to itself. Oh. Oof. Rotom Dex. Oh! Oh, is this a God Pack? Is this a... Did I just... Well, we got Incineroar. That is awesome. I don't think it's a God Pack, though. But it looks like to have 2, and I think it might be 2 Incineroars. Because of the claws. You guys can see on the backside, there's like the same claw animation. It may not be, but it definitely looks to be. Okay, not a God Pack. Phantom, Popplio, Fletchender. Yeah, another Incineroar. That's cool. This is such a cool card. You could even tell, like, the way when you twist it, it looks like it's 3D. I mean, like the fire is like coming out. It's so cool. All right, what do we got here? Oh, another one back there. Diglett, Jupiter, Geodude, Hawlucha, and Raichu. Now that is a cool art right there. Oh, that's so good. That was the 10-pack. We got quite a lot. Love the Incineroar. Wish it was more PvP relevant. Is it not PvP relevant in are you talking about for this game, like for Pocket, or are you talking about Go? Because I know in VGC it's very relevant. I'm guessing just which game you're referring to. Oh, looks like Play Pokemon's about to start for Pogo. Yeah, it's okay for EX. Incineroar ain't bad in PvP though. Yeah. It's, I mean, Darkest Lariat still hits hard. It still hits like a truck. It's just unfortunate having... Now we get a 16-minute start. All right. Well, we got another timer. That's okay. All right. I was going to do one more 10-pack open. I haven't opened any of the Lunala packs yet. But just so you guys kind of see, the kids and I love collecting cards. Where's my own? No, this is my Pokédex, not battle. Rarity. There we go. Good luck. Thank you. Yeah, so the kids and I absolutely love opening these packs daily. My daughter has the lucky hand. What's up, Timmy? Good to see you too, man. If I'm looking correctly at your PFP, it's Math Magics, right? Because it says Timmy. I'm so sorry if you're not Math Magics. Pogo Doms, what up? Chaos King, thanks. Yeah, it is. Okay, good. Man, I know you from a small, like on my screen, your PFP is so small, but the way your play Pokemon picture is, I know it's you. How's it going? Are you going to shoutcast all the games? No. We're going to do like kind of like a vibe stream. We're going to let the casters shoutcast, and we're just going to talk about stuff and kind of hang out. Timmy, rebrand yourself, bro. Yeah, name change on YouTube, Timmy. Timmy. But yeah, this is, I love Pocket. Family and I love collections. My daughter has the lucky hand. She's drawn me all the Charizard, the Mewtwo, and the Giratina. That was my daughter's pulls. I pulled the Solgaleo yesterday. But yeah, we love collecting these cards. The art is so cool. I got a lot. I don't have as many as some other people. I think I'm only like level, I'm only level 23. I do have a gift though. Oh, shot bonus, nice. Yeah, she's got the golden touch for card draws. What's up, Cinny Beast? Are you for Shadow Malamar dropping soon? Yeah, I'm for everything. Like I even have Giovanni Rocket Radar saved for Dialga. I'm ready for that. All of the art except that full art Wiggly. Is it? Which one are you talking about? Let's see. Where was it? Was it up here? I don't know them all. Is he talking about this one? That one's all right. The music notes are a nice touch. I'll say this, like I grew up loving the one with realistic fur. Oh, okay. Let's see. Wiggly. No, I don't have the realistic fur one. What pack is that from? Yeah, I grew up collecting cards, much like all of us. But what I don't like is I'm a very like minimalistic person, so I don't like a lot of stuff. I like having very few things, and collecting physical cards kind of like, I don't know how to describe it other than it like overfills my brain with like trying to manage it. And having Pocket on my phone is just beautiful because I don't have to think about it. It organizes itself. Kashav, what's up? Welcome in. Highlight. Dantron, the one with... Okay, yeah. What's your favorite Pokemon? Alolan Marowak, of course. Not sure his pack is fun, but it's terrifying. Hey, Dave. Welcome in, everyone. We got 11 minutes till the stream starts. I'm going to turn off my own music here because they have theirs. How's the volume on... I think that volume's okay. Let me know how the music volume is, you guys. Having the OG first set was enough. Yeah. Yeah, I wish I would have kept it. Man, I had all the original cards, right? All of it. All of it. Shiny, like just everything. Or not shiny, it'd be holographic. I remember my favorite card was holographic Blastoise, the original one. Oh, it was beautiful. Good morning, Mystic Templar. Yeah, I miss live streams too from COVID days. Yeah, so this is basically the leap, guys, that happened, right? So during COVID, obviously we're all indoors. Streaming was super easy. I had 2 children at the time, but they were babies, so they slept all the time. And then as time got on, they became like young toddlers and toddlers. And so it's a lot of, as a parent, it's a lot of hands-on to kind of nurture them and guide them and just be with them. But now they're getting a bit older, right? They're no longer toddlers, they're children. They're 4 and 5, about to be 5, 6 here soon. And so streaming is now being a viable thing for the family because I can just come hang out. My wife doesn't need my help all the time to be with them, so it's good. Oh, you love it too? That's awesome. What's your thoughts on Cacturn? You know, my thoughts on Cacturn is when it first came out, I remember thinking this thing is so bad, but it was always just like an update away from being good, much like every other Pokemon. And it's such a glass cannon that you can have a lot of fun with it. It's like a spicy version of Shiftry, if you guys remember that from the OG days. The same typing, but yeah, it's chaos if you can use it correctly, but I don't have one built, so can't do that. Yeah, that's basically where we're at, Mystic Templar. We're at that age. Right. Let me complete some missions real quick. Got it. Gotta complete all the things. When I was small too, I used to collect so many cards. I used to fill them in bags. You carry them, play with my friends. Yep. I think we all did, in one way or another. What content are you gonna post? Well, we're gonna have, much like the video. If you guys haven't seen the bug video yet, that's on the channel. We're gonna have a lot of content like that. We're gonna have more streams. And then we're going to have shorts coming in. And then I'll be doing some like GBL battle stuff. Kind of like the traditional videos, but a little bit more polished. So there's going to be a mix of a lot of different things. It's not going to be rapid fire everyday content like it used to be of just GBL sets every day. It's going to be a bit more reserved, but like higher quality. Rookity spawns are amazing. Yes. I caught some this morning. It was great. All right, let's get this open before... let's get this open before the stream starts. I haven't opened a single pack of Lunala yet, so every single card, almost every card will be new, right? We're gonna get duplicates throughout them all. But here we go. Oh, was that a god pack? Did you guys see this? The sparkle. All right, Picky Peck. That's a nice card. Yeah, if you guys aren't aware, Wimpod and Rookity are in the wild everywhere right now, and it's fantastic. Oh. Not a god pack, but a hit? Oh, okay. All right. I wasn't sure. I've never gotten one, so I wouldn't know what it looks like. All right. Trilper. All right. 7 minutes. Lunatone. Rowlet. That's literally a real clay picture. That's kind of cool. That Grumpig looks kind of weird. I definitely feel like it needs a part of its eye closer. Huh. Big Masalda. That's awesome. 2 specials? Oh, okay. Hey, we got it. Alolan Marowak. Burning Boomerang. Flip 2 coins. This attack does 70 damage for each heads. If at least one of them is heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned. Wow. That's a nice card. I think. I don't play this competitively. I have no idea. Double Vulpix. Oh! Now that is a cool card. Wishy-Washy. Holy. That's beautiful. They outdid themselves. Like, I've always been a fan of Pokemon art. And, like, when we have a new season, the loading screen is incredible. It's beautiful every single time. And this art, like, reminds me of that. Like, just the effort that goes into it. That's a nice card. Guzma. Spoink. Rowlet. We pulled it! Oh my goodness! I got it! Woo-hoo! I have this, I kid you not, I have this as my phone background. As my computer background. I retweeted this. Let's see if you can see lock screen. Can you see lock screen? I have this as my lock screen, everyone. Like, this art, I've been manifesting this card. Oh my. Hold on, let me hide the phone real quick. Holy. We pulled it. This is absolutely beautiful. Favorite card right here. If this isn't a welcome back to streaming, I don't know what is. So, this is fun. Okay. I'm sorry if I mispronounced this. Bao Doi. I appreciate it. Hope you're doing well too. Stream luck, yep. My gosh, I can't believe we pulled the goat. So many Alolan Vulpix too. Oh! Squirtle! My son's gonna love this. Oh my gosh. Shiny Squirtle. Is this a god pack? Well, actually, no, you said it wasn't. Screenshotting. That's for my son. No, it's a back-to-back. Oh my goodness. Vulpix art? Yeah, the Vulpix does look good. That shiny Squirtle, though. Hold on, let me message. No, I'll show him later. Dugtrio, Trubbish, Growlithe, Alolan Executor. That art's pretty cool. Alright, we got anything here? I think this is the last pack or second to last pack. Yeah, it was the last pack. Wow, what a set of pulls there. Jeez. We got some beautiful art. We got the Wishy-Washy. We got the goat. And we pulled the Squirtle. Where'd he go? That's amazing. Oh, I love this card. This is my spirit Pokemon right now, guys. What's up, Pokemon Yoda? I'm glad to be back. Good to see you. How have you been over the years? What's your favorite generation of Pokemon? I would still say it's Gen 1. Like, I love the original, but I also love Alola. Cause fun fact, when Alola came out, I was actually living on an island at the time. I was on Guam. I was living in Guam. That generation came out, and it was so fitting for where I was at, what I was doing in my life, and it was just like, it was perfect. Then I fell in love with a Pokemon that I hadn't really had. I guess before that, you could say like Blastoise was my favorite Pokemon. I was just like a default starter Andy. Nothing wrong with that, but that's what it was until I met Alolan Marowak, and I'm like, this is it. This is the one. I appreciate that, Walt Martin. Yoda, you're doing brilliant. Family's doing great, man. Kids are, dude, they're about to be 5 and 6. It's wild. When you and I met back in 2019, they weren't even born yet. We've gone from that from our regional tournament to they're 5 and 6 now. Yep, tap off. Okay. All right, can you guys audio check me on the volume for the stream? That's right. Yeah, Birmingham. Yep, our regional. I appreciate it, Chaos King. For everyone tuning in, welcome. We've been opening up some packs while we're waiting for the show to start. This is not going to be a traditional kind of like Zyonik shoutcast. This is going to be a watch party. We're going to talk and hang out with Play Pokemon, have a lot of fun. Stream is good? Okay. Thanks, Yoda. I wish Pogo was out in my Navy days. Oh, where were you based at? Because there was a Navy base. Because I was on the Air Force base in Guam at Anderson. Yeah, everything seems good. San Diego, nice. Yeah, I got kind of lucky when I got done with my basic and tech school. The first base I got was England. So I got England, and then I deployed to the Middle East for 6 months. And then when I got back, I got orders to go to Guam. But the orders came with like a stipulation. In order to do that tour, I needed to extend and sign for an extra year. So that's what I did. Oh, here we go. All right. We'll set the phone down for now. All right. Let me know on volume for the stream. I want to make sure this is... What's your fave shiny? I really like Metagross, to be honest. Metagross shiny, I think, is really cool. Yeah, I feel you, Mystic Templar. Yeah, I did 5. It was like 4 years, 9 months. Just rounded up to 5. Oh, this is going to be fun. All right, I'm going to turn up the volume a little bit for you guys. I want you guys to be able to hear this. Just doing your community meetup for Mega Kangaskong. Oh, yeah, Yoda, that's a great idea. I'll join you. I've been wanting to do some raids. Oh, wait, what's that? What raid did I just join? I'm not gonna do a Tad Bulb. Sorry, I'm not doing that. Oh, thanks for stopping by, Official Roger. Appreciate it. Have you ever tried copying a previous opponent's team? Yeah, copycat? Yeah, I've done that before. All right, it's starting. It's starting.
Championship here in Milwaukee. I'm Alpha Phoebe, joined here by DFIE250, Wisconsin native.
I am from Wisconsin. I absolutely love the...
You know what I love about this? Is these two are OG Sylph community members. And I actually coached Stephanie, DFIE, back in 2019 for Sylph Cups. When I was doing coaching back then. She was one of my students. And now she's casting. How cool is that? What's up, Justin?
But that choice isn't up to me. What is up to you, trainers, the choice that you have today is on our community choice vote. Who do you want to see streamed next? So be on the lookout in the Twitch chat.
Yep, 2019. Yeah, that was a good time.
While you're doing that, let's take a look at the regional schedule here. So we're
what do we got?
At the very end of the regional season.
Milwaukee.
There's just one more North America regional left in Portland, Oregon, followed by NAIC in New Orleans.
Okay.
And then it all comes down to World.
It's kind of spread out. I mean, I know we got some Europe stuff mixed in there.
Spot at Worlds, you can either win a regional level event, or you can be in the US and Canada.
Top 50 in EU is going to be nasty. There's a lot of good trainers here.
First place gets 350 championship points. Championship points are
see if there's
great. They
any.
also help you win travel
Momita,
awards
I'll join
and
Momita.
coming up in New Orleans.
So that's the future. Let's rewind a little bit and take a
Oh,
look
17?
back at Atlanta, Georgia,
Jeez.
where our last regional was at. Here's the recap.
It was the debut of the full Might and Mastery update in the North American region, and there was a record-setting turnout of over 200
It's
trainers
Kaz.
testing their might in this new meta. Pokemon like Shadow Sableye, Claydol, and Cradily skyrocketed in usage, but fringe picks like Corviknight, Lapras, and Shadow Primate were X factors all weekend.
I love these
Battle Rocket
recaps.
and
It's so
Ash and
cool.
Ash recreated the same magic they had at NAIC 2024 by controlling the winner's side of the bracket, but the main character is not always who we expect. Down on the loser side of the bracket, Elam was taking out top trainer after top
Watch out for
trainer.
Elam,
He
everyone.
against Nighttime Clasher to secure one of the best victories in Championship Series history.
No way!
Charge attack priority win.
Is it enough
Wow.
to take it out? I think Nighttime Clasher might be able to hang on here. Resisted Ice Block.
Night killed it that weekend, yeah.
Elam faced another major challenge when he met Ashton Ash in the losers finals, the trainer that defeated
Can I share my
him
Pokemon Go
1-1.
here? Yeah, for sure. Hey, if you guys need friends, add each other. I don't have much room, so I can't add people, but if you guys want to add each other, go for it.
In the grand finals, Pocket started out on top with amazing execution, but after Elam dropped game 1, he masterfully
Gotta get those
bounced
TMs.
back with a staggering 6 straight victories to win his 2nd regional of the season.
Wow.
Elam once again is your 2025 Atlanta Grand Champion.
I love that
If you
shiny
want a chance to
plushie.
Be a part of Pokemon history. Join in on the action by going to Pokemon.com/compete to find events near you.
You heard him, guys.
And a huge congratulations to our winner, Elam. It was an impressive 6-0 sweep in those winners.
Love seeing Lapras make a comeback as well. That's been a Pokemon that for so long was held back by moveset, right? I mean, it had a decent moveset with Ice Shard and Surf and Skull Bash, but yeah, it needed something a bit more.
As well as Butters mentioned, it was really great to see some of the Pokemon that really rose up in the Atlanta Regional.
It's cool to see Sableye back as well, the Shadow variant. It's not cool for me because I don't have one yet, but
performances here in Atlanta, but this was
yeah, it's pretty cool. Ferd up there as well. It's so unique. Someone
And we talked very early
oh, who was it that said it?
Maybe this is going to be the swan song for Azumarill.
T. Wastel said it's kind of like a mix between Lickitung and Vigoroth, which I think he's pretty right. Ice Beam, yeah, Ice Beam's not too bad. Yeah, guys, feel free to add each other. You guys can share Poke codes here. The more friends, the better. Oh, we'll go ahead and enter that in.
2025 season to put his name on the champions list twice in a single season.
Rank 1.
In North America. I wonder who is going to be slotting in the
Nice.
for Milwaukee today.
Pidgeot is back with Gus and Air Cutter.
In addition
Nice.
to those champions, we also have the leaderboard qualification.
Just as long as we don't get knocked out, Trevenant, and Lantern back.
Coming in at number 1 with
I'm sorry, Chaos, not right now.
And as you said, 350 points on the line for the winning this event as well. And you can see just how close all of these trainers are on this.
Wait, you're going into another one already?
Yeah, it was really cool to see Just Dirk actually really ramping up the championship points, taking 16th place there, putting himself in the top 16.
Yeah, and of course you have trainers that are vying for the travel award for going to NAIC as well as Worlds at Anaheim.
I always wondered, do you also compete at Pokemon Go tournaments to have to go to Worlds? Or are you not that competitive? So, here's the thing. If I think there's going to come a day here soon where I'm going to be able to start competing and casting way more often. But it's all been about what I can do with my family, right? So I have 2 children who are near the same age. And, you know, over the past couple years, like constantly leaving to go to different events just wasn't viable for me. So I hope in the near future that I'll be able to start doing that. I would love to be competing and shoutcasting all over. Shouldn't be hitting Ice Beam there. Tinka Tough.
Huge surprise. Tinkaton coming in at number 1, but look at Azumarill. It's all the way down.
The Tinkaton.
Also coming in at number 1, we can take
that hammer's so big. I love the
Let's see who we think is going to be number 1 there. The E-Regional champions.
They're reaching the age of TCG gaming and VGC. Yeah, they're getting there. They actually like battling and Go the most. My son did a sack swap on me the other day and caught an Ice Burn from my Kyurem on Metagross.
First regional champion or first tournament win, HK Assassin, Kazim, Bohm, and I believe
I appreciate that, Yoda. I'm a bit rusty right now, but
tournament win this season as
I could turn up on a day.
Look at that leaderboard, see the other ways players are
But these trainers are on another levels.
Absolutely no surprise to me. Patamon being our EUIC champion this year.
Yeah. Patamon did such a good job at EUIC.
Final boss. We have seen him in so many grand finals. It does not surprise me to see them taking the top 2 spots on the EU leaderboard.
And you might be thinking, hey, Europe has a little more point value than NA. Why might that be? That's because NAIC is yet to happen.
You got any raids near you? I probably do. Yeah, I got a couple gyms near me.
Worse than EU, of course. Not on an NA.
The trouble is getting organized, right? So I got.
Championship points on.
Yeah, I got a few.
So we have a list of Worlds qualifiers. You know, Yakai, Inadequate, Smarto, and Beasleboy have all qualified from last year's Worlds. But are there any other names on this list that are sticking out to you, Stephanie?
of course, we have Elite, Pokémon, Zige, Wireless, lots of amazing trainers who have done.
I can't wait to see. Have you guys seen Take care, WJ. Have you guys seen Inadequance wants to run Shadow Dialga? That's gonna be fun. You're gonna give it a go, Yoda? That'll be awesome, man. If I'm guessing EUIC is gonna be down in London again this year, definitely head down for that. That's like a target, like for sure. Go to that tournament. New Shadows look sick too, yeah. Oh, I found out a lot of you guys probably don't have this. The Go Pass.
I will say I'm a little bit disappointed from TC Spanx. He had
Nice.
been a
I'll see you there, Yoda.
The triple fire team, and I don't see a single fire Pokemon on his team, but I'll have to let that slide. Let's take a look at the top 12 usage.
All right.
No Tinkaton here, so Azumarill did take that #1 slot once again.
Wow, Tinka is gone. That's interesting. Jumpluff surging up. Azumarill and Shadow Drapion, no surprise. Credilli, no, yeah. Most of these aren't a surprise, but Tink, I thought, moving to London. Nice.
For LATAM. Of course, #1 is Marto Galde. No big surprise, followed by
Marto's so far ahead. That's crazy.
Yes, and we see Desynced, Rocha as well, LNDS Steiner, lots of amazing trainers representing LATAM on that leaderboard. Now, Nick, we were talking, maybe in Boston, I think it was a little bit warmer for you when you got off the plane, but it's a little chillier here in Wisconsin.
No.
Yeah, let's take a look at the weekend forecast. We have Pokemon
What do we got?
that we think are on the rise and on the fall for the rise.
What are the picks?
Gotta be that
Tinkaton. I love this Pokemon, guys.
Fairy and Steel. I think it's only our second Pokemon in Pokemon Go. With
I don't know, Dantron. I think people, are preparing to counter it instead of bringing it. But I will say I love it with Heavy Slam more than Bulldoze. There's a lot of value in Heavy Slam. Bulldoze just, you gotta like land like 3 to get any real value out of it.
Absolutely. Trending down is that Azumarill. Of course, it's not going to have a very favorable
Trending down?
matchup into that Tinkaton, but also as the fairy type.
Azumarill for this tournament was trending up, I guess. They made this coming into it. So they looked at the last tournament and what was trending. Bulldoze hits like a wet noodle. Yeah. Thing is, I've have so many people in GBL just assume that I'm throwing Bulldoze and they just no shield and then I hit them with a Heavy Slam or a Play Rough. It's great. That's not a bad Great League team. I mean, you get kind of core broken by Marowak, but it's not bad.
We also have the Pokemon that we've been looking at this season.
I personally like using Shadow for Alligator instead of the Shadow Drapion. It's a team I've been using. It's fun. Yeah, it does stink that it lost Brutal Swing. That would have been really nice coverage, but the Heavy Slam is pretty decent as well.
Steel typing does resist those psychic fast attacks.
Yeah, like Lapras. So I think we're going to see a lot more.
Look at the Krogunk. You guys see that?
Poor Azumarill.
In the top, yeah, you guys can see that.
I'm a little bit of an Azumarill
That's funny.
enjoyer, but
We always play with the plushies whenever we go up into the lounge if we have some time and you're kind of waiting to do your bit of the show. Sometimes we'll Matt Kakuna Matata. He's at this tournament, guys. That's PV Poke. Kakuna Matata 42 is PV Poke, the creator of PV Poke. This is gonna be fun. He's competing this weekend. That's awesome.
With the various tools that we can use in the grassroots tournaments to see which Pokemon are good and which Pokemon maybe not aren't so good.
Can't wait to see him battle. Such a nice guy. Mama Climbs.
I know Mama Climbs and Valarash both love their Talonflame. Mama Climbs, of course, getting that top 16 in.
You know, I met Matt. Kakuna Matata is Matt. Back in 2019, Chicago at GoFest. Him and I sat down at a Chipotle together and just had a nice long talk about like the potential of PvP. And this was in the summer of 2019. This was before Go Battle League. This was before Play Pokemon, years before. And we just, yeah, it was a great first meet with him. Oh, caster picks. Here we go. Everyone's got Tinkaton. This is awesome. Rayquaza.
Super sure it'll be very prominent here, but given that I am an NA caster and not an EU caster,
How's the volume on the casters here?
A little bit in the future for that.
All right, another couple Pokemon. I think Talonflame is going to do quite well. We love Lapras here. Golisopod is also really good. It has a lot of really good neutral play, and just can outpace a lot of Pokemon. So I'm really interested.
It was.
Golisopod can incorporate some.
It was a Rayquaza.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see because it is a bit more neutral into the Fairy and Steel type Pokemon.
Can probably bump it up 15%. Okay, we'll do.
Because Azumarill is a little bit pushed.
That's maxed.
We'll have to see.
And you trainers have a chance to see
all right, that's
all
as
of the action.
that's as big as I can go.
Pokemon.com/broadcast. You can check out the Go, the video game, and the trading card game all in one convenient spot.
Yeah, of course.
There we
make
go.
Sure to follow the action.
Follow it,
Play
share it
Pokemon
on socials,
Twitter,
like,
Pokemon on YouTube,
follow,
and
subscribe.
Facebook, as well as Instagram. Follow the channels on YouTube and Twitch. But I think that's going to be it for us this morning.
It's good.
Any
That's
final
perfect.
words before we
Sweet.
throw it over to the
Okay.
casters?
Yeah, just be sure as well to check out that at.
All right, let's see if there's any
Pokemon
raids.
in
No
YouTube.
raids right
We
now.
have a new channel,
okay.
So definitely go ahead and take a look for that in your YouTube search right now, trainers.
All right, well, that's going to be it from us. Let's go ahead and send it over to Soph and Henry. Take it away for the first cast of the day.
Thank you so much, Phoebe and D5. My name is Home Slice Henry, and I'm joined here by my
Home Slice Henry.
Soph Tove, and we're here to bring you all the exciting Pokemon Go action this weekend.
This is
here in
awesome.
Milwaukee.
There's going to be a ton of great battles today and tomorrow. Before we get into those, let's take a look at our format.
This weekend, the 2025 Regional Championships are bringing the electrifying action of the Pokemon Go matches.
Will's
to
bringing the
global
energy here.
stage. Top trainers from across the world have gathered to compete for a share of over $125,000 in cash prizes, travel awards, and the all-important championship points that could secure their spot at
Pokemon
Worlds
Worlds this year is going to be
2025
awesome in Anaheim.
California. The competition is fierce. And
Yeah, Home Slice is
strategy
great.
key.
This was so cool about our community, right? Everyone's kind of started, whether it was from like Twitch content or YouTube content, and it's kind of like worked their way into the Play Pokemon circuit in some form or another, right? Whether they're judges at the event, which a lot of our creators are, or casters. It's so cool to see.
Each one carefully selecting a team of 6 Pokemon, but only 3 will enter the fray in each game. Every choice could be the difference between victory and defeat. Who will etch their name?
I had a game this morning where the opponent had a Wigglytuff on the lead into my Tinkaton, and then swapped into Mandibuzz. And I think they kind of messed up. They didn't mean to swap into Mandibuzz, but it was over. It was so over. They had to surrender. I was just saying that because I saw Mandibuzz there. But I love Tinkaton. FP sticks too. Oh, yeah, and Scrublord Dustin. I would love to see FP Sticks comes back. I hope he's doing well. I think he had a kid before he left.
$500, 108 booster packs, and I mean, there's still a lot, even if you're not getting first
place,
here.
getting $2,500 this weekend. That's not bad. And 108 booster packs. That's crazy.
That is a lot of cards.
A lot of cards, a lot of fun to trade and open with your friends, but let's take a look at some of the
we got a
tools
raid.
that our trainers will be using to try and earn some of that cash. in
I'll
those
help you out,
booster
trainer.
packs. I was actually really looking forward to seeing this top usage because, again, this is the first North American tournament with Tinkaton. No surprise to me that it's a #1 spot, but I do have to say I was actually expecting a little bit more usage.
Yeah, Tinkaton sitting at 39.7%, so we have no Pokemon even over 40% usage, followed by
Diggersby.
Incredible synergy, the Shadow Jump Bluff,
Tink #1.
and the Shadow Dropion plus Azumarill
Wait,
core.
wait.
Now all the way down to 5th and 6th place.
Wait, hold on. Was the graphic that we saw earlier last year's Milwaukee? Is that where we were
Pokemon.
confused?
I guess that is the impact of Tinkaton. This Pokemon is here.
Okay, I think it was the old graphic. That was.
Here in Milwaukee.
It's really
No, that
interesting
couldn't have
because
been the old-
Tinkaton is a core breaker for that Drapion as
Monterey was the one you saw earlier? Oh, thanks, Jake.
So I think that's kind of
Okay.
why we see the usage of those
I was gonna
Pokemon
say,
drop down a
Tinkaton
little
should
bit.
be like on
And I know we're
everyone's
not
team. It
getting
is
close
such
to
a
our first
good
matchup, but
Pokemon.
Interestingly, I was looking at their teams, and I think both of the trainers are actually sticking with that old Drapion Azumarill core. So we'll have to see if that continues to play out successfully throughout the day.
Don't ask me why I'm not using fighters right now. I'm just going with what Pokemon Go gave me. I do have fighters on the back end of this team of 6, so we'll be alright.
That's still only about 10% in usage overall, so there's still a lot of trainers sticking with that OG core. So it'll be a bit of a clash here to see which is able to emerge victorious.
I think Stephanie.
Alright, chat, what do you guys
earlier
think?
that a lot of
Tinkaton,
trainers
do you
are
guys
starting
like
to trade
Bulldoze
for
or
those
Heavy
Tinkaton.
Slam? Play rough is
You're looking for
mandatory,
that low attack
but
stat
which
spread,
second move
so
would you
I wouldn't
take?
be surprised
Or are
if
you a
some
flash cannon
trainers already
user?
have the Tinkaton, I think 39.7% of them, and then the rest of them are still like, well, I still need the fairy coverage, I still maybe need that steel coverage
Heavy Slam?
elsewhere, so that's probably why they might still
That's
be
the right
sticking with
answer.
old meta.
That makes quite a bit of sense. I was at the venue all day yesterday, and the amount of people I saw just going from person to person, hey, do you have any Tinkatink? Do you have any Tinkatink? But it's honestly something that I really like about these
God,
regionals.
and you got some tinks.
You would never ordinarily get to meet
For
in person,
how
get to meet
good
new friends.
this
There's
Pokemon
even research
is,
you get at the venue that gives you extra Stardust for making a new
Bulldoze,
friend
but we'll
as
try
well. So a lot of
we'll try it
people
out for the
trying
first
to
time
get these
tomorrow.
good
Nice.
Tinkatons, 'cause we've seen
Yeah, give it a
Niantic
try.
even
Let me know what you
struggle
think.
with two events so far,
I
and it's won both of them, but this
I would
matchup
say if you
here
don't like
is
it, definitely
clash
just
of
toss on Heavy
titans.
Slam.
Doonbug versus Bosox.
And Doonbug
Yeah,
is
give it a
fresh
try.
off that win in Monterey, and
I'm using a
Doonbug is
hatched,
actually almost the same team he had in
I'm using a
Monterey, with
hatched
the
one,
exception of
Bruno,
the
but we'll
Mudslapper.
see what chat says
Gashed
as
it on
well.
Monterey, and
Because
here's
that
the
event,
thing,
you
the
had
Cannon
to
Like
you
I
had to
said
hatch the
earlier,
7-kilometer
no team on either
eggs
side would
in that
be
event.
able
I
to
know we
see
still
more
have
of
it
that
now
Drapion
in
Azumarill
10
play.
kilometers, I believe they got moved to.
That's an interesting adjustment here from
Um,
Doonbug. Gastrodon
but
is
it,
more of a defensive pick. It's a lot
it was a
bulkier, it's
very
stronger
condensed event
when Protect
to
Shields
get
down,
like
things
the
can
number one
hit. Where
Pokemon in the
Shadow
meta right
Marowak,
now.
It feels more offensive, where the Shadow Marowak, it has a lot faster pacing.
Yeah, this battle's gonna be
4-3 to the
good.
Bone Club, 5-4 to the Rock Side, but our shields are down. A charge attack's landing on Shadow Marowak. Shadow Marowak's gonna have a tough time.
Oh, I'm gonna focus
Shadow
blast this
Marowak-
Kangaskhan
Marowak
right
is
now.
Interesting again, you know, talking about that old meta where neither of these players actually have Claydol, which has kind of been the ground type of choice. But now we don't see a Claydol on either side. I feel like both of these trainers are kind of looking at that old meta.
Oh, it's nice to see Swampert back.
Bosox guy has the Unovan Stunfisk, of course, very successful for HK Assassin in Seville last weekend. So I'm going for that double ground strategy with both the Unovan
Hatched some and
Stunfisk
traded some.
the Shadow Swampert.
Nice.
And one thing to note about this Unova Stunfisk, it's a Pokemon
It was
that
in
has a
paid
really
research as
fast,
well?
but in
Yeah.
Meta with the only grass type being its Shadow Jumpluff, and it typically being on the double flying moveset, which I can confirm Doonbug is running. That means that despite the fact that it's
Thanks for the question,
it's
Samir.
actually resisting the charge moves
It's
from
a
the
very
grass type on
complicated
Doonbug's
answer, but
team.
essentially it comes
Alright, well, we'll
down
have to see
to
if Doonbug decides to
work-life
bring the jump off and
balance,
whether both
family
sides
balance,
decide to bring the
and
Unovan Stunfisk.
refreshing the
I think we're
channel
still
in a
just
way
very
that
close to getting
I want
locked
to
in
grow
for
it
both of these
instead
players,
of
and
just
I'm really excited to see our
GBL
first
daily
season today.
grinds every day.
I
I want to do
am as well.
more
One
on the
thing I do wanna
channel.
note is it feels like
And if you haven't seen the
bit of a
recent bug
throwback
video,
here.
that's an
A
example
water
of
ground
the kind of
type
videos that are
was
going to be
still
coming out.
flying. So where have I seen
So.
this before? It seems like Bosox is taking some inspiration from metas of the past when it was the Swampert plus Skarmory core. Now this is a bit of a new age version of that with Shadow Swampert, of course, getting access to the new charge attack of Sludge, improving its coverage with pacing, and Corviknight as the new Steel Flyer.
Yeah,
of
best thing
choice.
you guys can do if you can't trade for it anytime soon is if you have a regional coming up that you're going to go to or whatever, just save all your trades for there and try to like talk to people online and get line up some trades because that's the best place to do it. Like I'm just going to save all my tinks for the next event I go to.
Game at the Milwaukee Regional Championships. It's the battle of ground
Ooh.
types. Shadow Marowak for Doonbug versus the
That's a
Shadow
tough lead,
Swampert for Bosox.
but Mud Slap does slap. This is what's cool about Doonbug, right? Or not Doonbug, Marowak, is the Mud Slap
This
damage.
a bit reminds me of the Shadow Marowak versus Shadow Feraligatr matchup, where if it's the 2-shield, Shadow Marowak is probably going to be able to eventually farm all the way down. We're going to see a catch attempt by Bosox, sneaking a free bubble as
How
well.
scary is that?
Precision in timing.
The Swampert has to swap out and do an
Swampert
Azumarill
lands
to
on
make
the
something
ball.
happen in a water versus ground matchup. That's wild.
He still has the jump fluff in the back, which he can save for the Swampert, but instead brings in the Shadow Claw, Alolan Sandslash, which is going to be able to resist.
Can I
all of the
turn
energy
off
from
subtitles?
And if we take a look at the backline here for Bosox,
Closed
baiting out
caption.
that Alolan
There we go.
Sandslash could pay dividends, as that is a Pokemon.
Right,
that
can I touch the
Corviknight-
move?
I mean, with that out of the way, you're left with a Mud Slapper, and you're
Oh,
left
it's
with a
too
Jump
far.
Bluff. So Corviknight with a
I was trying to
shield could
touch Joe Run.
potentially be quite scary for Doombug in this endgame.
I'll poke
Does
Jump
feel
Bluff,
like
or
that
I'll poke
Marowak
Sand
for
Slash.
Doombug
No,
might
I can't even
become
poke it. I can
deadly
just...
later down the line, but we'll have to see how it plays out. For now, we're still in this Alolan Sand Slash versus Azumarill matchup. Bosox guy gonna fire
Should
off
be
the
able to
ramp,
hang on.
play rough, and the Alolan
Is the
Sand Slash still has
switch back up for
some energy.
Swampert?
Maybe
Ooh, it
gonna
is.
farm up a little bit more before throwing this last drill run.
Sandslash could look to exit with the back-to-back drill runs here and will do just that. Nice energy management by Doombug, because this means that no matter what both
Just
sides
make
brings in here,
Doombug do
it's
Mud
gonna
Slap
get hit
fast
with a
attacks,
charge move,
yeah.
and this is damage that will add up.
Dude,
And he
both
does come
both
back
trainers
with
are in a
Swamper,
good
hoping to get a
position.
nice mud shot down, but like I said, has to deal with this
It's
ice
going to
punch
come down to
here,
the
and
choice
Bosox
of
guy
this
is
final
going to
shield, because they do have
Bosox looking for
a hard
the mud
matchup
shot
with
goes through.
Corviknight in the back.
Down goes Sandslash,
Right?
and for Doombug,
So-
he chooses to second the Marowak, banked a Bone Club before switching
He
out.
could
The
swap
Bone Club
into
applies
Jump Bluff to
immediate pressure,
catch
and just
the
like that, in a
Hydro
split
Cannon here.
second, Swampert goes from 2 shields down to 0.
Swampert does have a Hydro Cannon loaded though, so
Ooh.
Dune now has to decide whether he wants to shield, and he
All
actually
right.
uses his shield
Dune's
on the
committed.
Marowak.
He
That
has
means
to
that
farm
might
down.
be dead weight for Dunebug here, so we're gonna have to see what happens now. Bosox guy goes straight into the Corviknight and 0 shields.
Oh, he does
left
get
on
to the
Iron
rock
Shot.
slide.
And this is where you want to be as the Corviknight, as Corviknight really thrives when
The
shielded
question
down.
is,
It does
did
not have a lot of
did
attack, but the
Bosox
target
guy
for the rock slide
click
land
on the
is
heavy slam
valuable
there?
damage for Dunebug, as this could put it
Or
one
Ironhead,
step
sorry. Heavy
closer
slam. I
to
got
going
Tink in my
double
mind.
acrobatics range.
And this is the downside of Corviknight. That, you mentioned the very little.
This
fast
is tough.
pressure.
I
Bosox
don't
guy not
think-
able to get a farm down, gonna have to expend
Because
some
the
energy
Swampert still
to
has
take
some
out the
energy. He could
Marowak.
get to
That
a
is the jump bluff in the
sludge.
back, but these sand attacks are doing absolutely nothing. I think we're going to need 2 charge attacks to take out the jump bluff.
And here's where, unfortunately, the sand attacks being triple resistant.
Yeah, this is
jump
gonna
bluff
come down to the wire, guys.
That's exactly right. You have to land the 2 charge attacks, and this jump bluff is getting closer and closer to a move.
Ooh,
Clock
he
will
didn't
be
get
up
this.
for Bosox here
Good timing
shortly.
on Dunebug
This
there. He
acrobatics
didn't get
will
the
connect,
swap
and
off.
Corviknight
But now it's going to be a
plus
race, and I
1
think Jump
Yeah,
Bluff
that is a
wins.
shadow
Oh,
attack
no, he
coming
hung on.
through, and Corviknight able to hang
Oh.
on, able to just get to the Iron Head and not quite a Sky Attack, but I think this is still going to be enough to take out the
Yeah,
jump bluff.
I think
Now
it's
the
enough.
question Is there still any energy left on the Swampert?
It is enough.
Oh, wait.
Good
Yeah,
first
that was
game.
Dunebug's last Pokemon.
He's able to take game
Definitely
number
came down to the
1.
Corviknight on the back line, though,
Corviknight
right?
proving to be too much to handle.
Night sweep, you
Picking
think?
up that Sandslash,
Bosox
being
guy
off
looking pretty strong here.
nice dividends here from Bosox,
But
and it seems
talk
like
about a
something's
power
right.
move right on the
Getting those
lead.
protect shields down because it was
We
0.
had the Marowak
Corviknight
versus the
cannot turn it
Swampert,
down.
and he had to
Corviknight had the
swap
ball
out
to
of that
withstand
matchup
that
into Azumarill.
acrobatics.
That's
Dunebug
crazy.
needed a second move, but the energy just wasn't
It was
available.
pretty
I
close.
think maybe just one more Mud Slap even for Dunebug could have
So if he
been
gets
enough
the
to make the
acrobatics
difference there.
knockout,
Let's take a closer
or
look
even
at
just the
Bosox
Fairy
guys.
Wind fast move
Sure
knockout
that we
before the
saw
Iron Head comes
Fortnite
through,
in play last game,
I
as
think
well
he
as the
gets
Shadow
to
Swampert
the
that,
aerial
you know,
ace against
Mud
Shadow
Boy
Swampert.
Flying Steel Core that you mentioned
I don't think
just
Shadow
served
I
so
think
many
Shadow
times
Swampert is
so
at
well
least
over the
3
years.
mud shots
Big up
away.
for Bosox guy here as well.
3 or 4.
As we look back at this game, a pivotal moment right here was Bosox 1 mud shot, the switch, and look at the bubble
Yeah.
sneak here. Because this is free energy for the Azumarill that allowed the Azumarill to land this play rough later in the match. Dunebug was able to get a double up, but unfortunately, he ended up having to give up shields, and that just set up the Corviknight so well.
Bosox is a cool guy. Yeah.
It's kind of scary for Bosox guy, like you said, going from 2 shields to 0 in just an instant. But I think for Dunebug, maybe thinking he had to prioritize the Marowak over the jump
What's up,
bluff,
Ash?
and that just didn't pay off for him because, as we saw, jump bluff
Yeah, this was
and
close.
shields against Corviknight did not play out very well.
And a
Yeah,
really
he
nice
gets if he gets that
optimization
Fairy
from
Wind
Bosox
fast
in that
move
game.
farm
I
down.
believe he ended up
I think he
throwing an
takes out the
Iron Head on
Swampert and
turn
wins.
1 of that 3rd mud slap.
So that definitely came down
Obviously, he
to
could've
one
gone
fast
for
move
one extra
there.
sand attack, but then the mud slap damage would have registered. So that small
Alright, let's see if we got a
optimization
raid.
by Bosox, I believe, ended up being the difference there, as that Corviknight barely held on, surviving that Shadow Acrobatic. So really nice precision from Bosox guy, and that proves to be a difference maker against a ferocious opponent in Dune.
A difference maker for Bosox guy, and we'll have to see if these trainers try to switch up their teams for game number 2.
I think we're going in
Kinda
game
felt
2.
like both players had a lot of play against each other, but maybe wanted to make a couple of adjustments in terms of how they were playing, how they managed their shields. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them bring
Phone having
very
an issue,
similar
maybe?
teams for game number 2.
Looking across Dunebug's team,
You want an
that
Ultra
Shadow
League
Swampert
night
for
so bad
Bosox, it just
with
looks
Tink?
incredibly
Oh, well,
safe.
yeah,
It
that
looks
sounds
like
good.
we don't have to wait much longer.
Oh, here we go.
Bash,
I'll come back and check your comment after this game. Ooh.
This is not what Dunebug was hoping to see.
It's like the end of last game.
This is
playing out in
definitely a
the
tough
lead here,
position
but
to be in
it's
because
actually
you
not
want
the
that
worst
jump left
matchup
for the
Dunebug.
back line.
You mentioned those triple resisted sand attacks.
So
shield
Bosox
up
guys
as
bringing the
you
same
jump left.
team just in a
You can't
different
just shield
order.
off the damage from those sky attacks.
And
There's a lot of damage
Dunebug
off
switched it
the
up. I think he's got the Malamar instead of the Marowak.
To win the 2 protect shield. We're gonna see a switch and a nice catch by Dunebug.
Oh, that is a good catch on the Sky Attack as well.
The Sky Attack energy not go very far as it's going to be resisted on the Sand Slash, but Sand Slash is going to be met with that ever-present Shadow Swampert.
But the great thing for Dunebug is that he was able to sneak a Shadow Claw in on that switch in. That allows him to now outpace the Shadow Swampert to the very first charge.
He's got an opportunity to get some pressure down here, but you just can't take the 2 Hydro Cannons. He's got to get to the second Ice Punch before the second Hydro Cannon, which I think he gets there because he just got the Shadow Claw.
Now Dunebug has the ability to shield because he has the Ice Punch,
Yep.
but no charge attack available for the Swampert.
Bosox guy is going to invest a shield here to save this.
So now this is some good value because if Bosox guy goes for...
Farm up as much energy
Yeah,
as you can
Bosox
to
guy is
the
doing
right
good.
pin.
Farm as much as you
Oh,
can.
actually, it was really close whether he could have gotten that much shot down, but chooses to just throw the
So now he gets
Hydro
less
Cannon
farm.
before the Sand Slash can try to Shadow Claw down.
Decides to play it
Oh.
safe and go for the Hydro Cannon.
Coming in with Malamar. Nope, he's gonna...
To the far
Oh,
belly.
he gets it.
The
That's
sideways
huge.
damage connects, but that's not what Malamar was
And we
hoping
are
to
in the
see as
ones
the
here.
Swirl hits the field, even with a small energy head start.
So
This is
Dunebug's got to be
looking
careful
very
about that play
difficult
rough.
for Dune.
All the energy from Malamar is going to be walled by
Okay, so
Dunebug.
Dunebug likely
Superpower
going for the
coming through this
superpower
is just
swap
a little
out.
bit more efficient, but it does debuff the Malamar. So I have to imagine that Dune is going to want to switch out into jump left soon.
Yep,
Maybe
swapped
try to go
out.
for a catch of the play
Good
rough, but
energy
Bosox
save by
guy is
Bosox,
very
knowing that he's
patient
going to
and
swap
based on
out.
the
Don't try
energy
to...
that brings into Corviknight.
Yeah, I think so too. He's got alignment. He's got energy.
Goes everywhere into
But
Dunebug's
Corviknight
Pokemon.
is at 50%
Acrobatics connect,
and now is a bit
Corviknight
lower.
Very low, and unfortunately, Jump Love, even with the energy head start, is getting outpaced here, and we will see the Sky Attack reached
I
by
feel like-
Corviknight.
But Dunebug knows that because the Azumarill has
He
so
can't
much energy,
oh, he's
he
going to
does
shield
have
it.
to shield up the
Yeah, I
Sky
guess
Attack.
he...
I'm not sure whether that
I mean,
does
it is
more
Ice Beam. It was
Ice
Ice Beam play rough
Dune
Azumarill.
farming up a ton of energy. I don't think you can get the fairy
Yep.
Rings down, so he does go for the aerial ace at the last.
So now Bosox guy is going to have to put the shield on Azumarill, and he's going to have to do 1 Ice Beam and 1 play rough to win this game.
Throughout the course of this battle,
So let's
there
see
has
if he
been
can
more and
catch
more damage taken. That's
charge
what
attack
we see
priority.
at P-tie here. Charge attack priority. It's the aerial ace onto the ice.
This is going to be close. The Malamar has energy, guys. I think a foul play superpower... No, can't swap out on the Ice Beam. That's
The Malamar
unfortunate.
might be able to hang on, get some sidewave damage off, but the
I don't
Malamar
think
has
this is gonna
also
be
already
enough.
been chipped by a couple of fast attacks, so I'm not sure if Dunebug's Malamar is going to be able to power through the rest of this
No,
game.
he's going to get to the play rough in time.
Malamar, every bubble that lands gets it closer and closer to play rough range. The Azumarill is already
This is gonna be
pretty
close.
low. We will see the foul play come through from the Malamar.
It's
but
just-
Azumarill
yeah,
is
that's
too
not- nope,
bulky.
he's got the
It's
play rough.
hanging on, and now the play rough is reached.
Bosox guy up quick 2-0 here.
Bosox guy gonna land the play rough, gonna barely
Boom.
take out the Malamar and take this 2-0
Good game.
victory in winners round 3.
That Shadow Swampert
Boston
plus
guy
Corviknight
represent.
duo proving to be
Good first game of the
absolutely
tournament.
devastating for Bosox guy, and it really felt like
It was great to see
all
Swampert
game
there.
was able to generate a really nice advantage
Did
for
manage to get an
Bosox.
Ultra League rank
Well, I'll
1
tell you what, you're
Tinkaton.
talking about
Oh,
the Shadow
huge
Swampert,
congrats.
But I feel like the Corviknight was surprisingly the
All right,
star of the
Bash.
show there for me. I feel like Corviknight kind of fall just a
GBO's
little
been a
bit
roller
short in
coaster
lots
for
of
me.
situations,
I got
but it was
150th on the
really safe.
105th on the
Dunebug
leaderboard.
really
Huge
kept
congrats.
Bosox
And
guy
since then,
maneuvered
my
it
sets have been
around.
so bad
The,
that
damage
I've barely
was
been on
resisted,
or
and
off
he
the
got a lot
leaderboards
of
today.
mileage out of it.
Well,
I really like
dude,
the
getting
game
top
one
500,
game.
top
He was
like
able to keep that
100
Corviknight
basically
hiding
is
in the
incredible.
back,
Well done.
And once he got those protect shields down, then the Shadow Jump Love just didn't really have anywhere it could go. And then game 2, right
Yeah,
at the same
Dunebug's got
time,
a
leading the
gauntlet to
Corviknight,
fight back through
Dunebug
now.
leading that Jump Love, and that just put him in a very difficult spot.
What a great problem to have.
To recover.
Yeah, even with that nice,
Has this just
catch
started?
off
I just
the
woke up.
Sand Slash
Yes.
at the end of the game, it's still
Jamie
not
Finn, welcome in,
overmatched
man.
against Shadow Swampert.
Yeah, that we just
Ice
finished game 1.
Punch,
It was
whereas
Dunebug
with
versus
Ice Cannon. So even with the
Bosox,
nice catch,
and
even with actually taking down
he was able to
the
take
Shadow
it
Swampert from
2-0
Bosox
against
guy, who
Dunebug.
painted with the full Hydro Cannon, even with all of that, it still wasn't enough.
Yeah, that Azumarill. Malamar up energy so incredibly deadly, but unfortunately was not quite enough. As we go back to game number 1, and Bosox, we saw
Oh, yeah,
a
this
couple
was-
times in the series, the
This was
catch
crazy.
and the
Bosox guy
speed,
brought the same
free
team, just in
damage
different
energy is
orders.
so nice.
So game 1 he
And
led with
throwing
the
this play
Swampert,
rough
and
here,
game 2 he led with the
guaranteeing damage
Corviknight.
onto that Sand Slash,
And
set up a
Dunebug just
big
unfortunately
swap
didn't
down
have
for Bosox
alignment.
guy later in this
energy management from Dune, but like you said, giving a couple of extra mud shots to Shadow Swampert, and in this meta.
Oh,
we
amen to
feel
that,
so
Jamie
much
Finn.
about energy advantage, just a couple
Time
of
to
mud
grab a
shots,
coffee.
couple of
For
shadow
me, it's
pods,
unfortunately too
really
late in the day. I've already had my coffee, but I would love to have
And
another.
right at the end, the Corviknight barely hanging on, but making the Iron Head. It's neutral damage, but it's enough.
Oh, of course,
And
yeah.
Bosok
Dunebug
is
can
able to
definitely
take
come
the
back.
1-0 lead.
Yeah, this is game number
Dunebug
2,
unfortunately had
Magic
Corviknight
Missile
into
Pen
Jump
from
Bluff 2
Dunebug
games in a
potentially
row.
assisted
That was
by
tough to come
Tech
back
getting
from.
the Shadow Claw through, which is a really nice play, but I think what we just saw in the end game, once shields were down, the Zoom roll for Bosok's guy really kind of shined through. So I feel like he was maneuvering through all of these Pokemon extremely well.
I agree. And the Aerial Ace knocking out the Corviknight, but the Azumarill,
Yeah,
he
Dunebug did a
stored
great
all
job
that
maneuvering his way
energy,
through these bad
shield
matchups to
Sky
try to
Attack
make an
moves
opportunity
large
happen, but
into this
unfortunately,
particular
like at the
match.
end, he
Sky
just
Attack
didn't
only
have
singularly super
the
effective,
damage
whereas the
output to
Hype Beam
really,
doubles
because I mean
super
both
effective.
things are
We just saw
resisted,
Jump
right?
Bluff disappear live
Just
on
unfortunate.
broadcast.
It was a nicely played game from Dunebug, but I think he
Never too late
he
for
was
coffee.
a bit
Drink one now.
There's a weird moment when the Azumarill came through
That would be
Malamar,
number
he did
3
catch
for me
sideways
today
and tried
then.
to catch on Jump Bluff,
I don't
but
know about
maybe
that.
if he had just left right away, and
Is that
prevented
about the
his
Retro Cup?
being able to
Grumpig
flip
looks
all that,
strong.
he would've
No
had
dark
a better
types.
chance, but it was honestly
Yeah?
a pretty tough backline
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
I agree. Once that
Do 12-hour
got that
12-hour
energy
shifts,
start,
4 on, 4 days
it
off,
almost
nights
felt like a
rotation.
runaway
Oh
train,
my
and it's kinda funny
goodness.
that it was in our trending down segment, 'cause obviously we've
What
been
a
talking
gauntlet,
so much
man.
about Tinkaton, but in a matchup where there's no Tinkaton, Azumarill again felt so incredibly safe for Bosok.
Yeah, that's home slice Henry.
Get a really nice catch,
Jurisdicted.
and then in game
On the right,
2,
that's home slice.
getting shields down,
Yeah, it's home slice
someone
Henry.
like Malamar really like shields up scenarios where they can let those side waves accumulate over time, putting more and more pressure on the opponents. But shields down, Malamar was just able to get the
I think
first
Shadow
round. Still
Swampert
wasn't enough
put
to
more
receive
heavy
the
damage than
wrath of
Blastoise and
Azumarill.
GBL.
I think Bosok
I mean,
guys
yeah,
did
Shadow
not just
Swampert's
win
always
right now,
been
but
a
let's
huge
hear
threat.
from the man himself,
But now
and
it's
we have
got
Nick.
now it's got Sludge.
Thanks, Soph. I'm here with the man himself, Bosok Sky. Yesterday you told me you're a bit washed. It's looking like that might not be the case. What's going on?
Yeah, put in some work over the past couple of days with some of my friends, and we'll see where it goes.
All right, well, as a fellow Boston local, what sort of preparation were you able to do before? Did you go any of the locals yourself? I don't recall seeing you there much.
Nope. Have not been to many locals. I was at Atlanta a couple of weeks ago, so that was a good, dip my toe back in real quick. And in the last couple of weeks, we were playing some Battle Tower, some Grassroots, and just generally playing GBLs, staying on top of my game, I think has been helpful. And then these last couple of days,
You heard it here,
some
folks.
teammates,
GBL keeps you sharp.
Dan, Jeff, Calvo,
Sometimes
all
it
those
keeps you
guys in the
tilted.
chat,
Depends
for my
on the
teammates,
day.
have been super helpful, and it's been, very productive the last few days and weeks. So seeing it now.
Absolutely. Let's talk a little bit about the team, because it is maybe not the most standard meta team.
Swampert, even with Sludge, isn't as good as it once was.
So how did you
Yeah.
use the
Yeah,
core
it's definitely
breakers that
not
you
as good,
referred
but
to?
it's
You
still
mentioned
it's
to
still
your teammates
nice.
You have 3 core breakers on your team. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So the first pick that I knew I really wanted to use was Corviknight. My teammate Calvo had a lot of success with that back in Atlanta, and it seems like a really good fit in the meta
Tiltingly
right now.
sharp.
Sand attack doing, super effective to those
They
poisons
sound-
and the steals. Tinkaton being released since
Oh,
then.
that wasn't me,
I
that
think
was
only
them.
Boost its value. So Corviknight I think has great coverage right now into the meta.
We'll let him finish
and
the
then
interview.
You get, Azu's great. Swampert is a core breaker right now. It got buffed with Sludge. And so that's, super
did.
strong pick that I was able to use there a few times. And yeah, I think, we were kind of pivoting between grass types, Jump Bluff, Cradily, Superior, and we landed on Jump Bluff because it has that flying type, so that's helpful for stuff like Primeape as well that we're, looking to beat.
I know from personal experience that Shadow Primeape can be very terrifying. I got 3-0 swept in a Grassroots tournament myself.
That'll happen.
What about the Unova Stunfisk? How
The
do you see that
pancake.
in the meta?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Electric is great right now. In my round 1 matchup, I played a Galissapod, and Stunfisk came into play there big time. And I think Stunfisk with that, like we said, the ground damage goes a long way. Thunder Shock, isn't as great as Mudshot used to be, I don't think, in terms of, just like versatility
Decaf?
and flexibility. But it definitely has a lot of
No, if
play,
I have
think, in
coffee, it's
terms of
coffee.
being able to take on the waters like Lapras and Feraligatr and Azu, as well as, taking on the steals, Drapion, all that kind of stuff.
All right. Well, you haven't participated too much in the season so far. Are you looking forward? Will we see you at NAIC? Are you going for a Worlds invite this year?
I think this might be the last one. NAIC is like a 50-50 shot for me right now. If I do, it'll be like a Friday night type of thing. So we'll see where it goes. But yeah, I'm just here to be with my friends and hang out and tap my phone a little bit. But for the most part, just here to see the community.
We love a little phone
well,
tapping.
Thank you for the interview. Appreciate the insight into your team building as well as your specific picks. Good luck in the rest of the tournament. I'll send it back to the casters.
Good games to Bosox guy. Awesome win there.
Thank you so much, Phoebe and Bosox. And the thing that really
How much
stood out
XP do you have?
interview was
Not as
a
much as
sense
I
of
probably should.
community. You could tell the impact that this community has had on. He shouted out a ton of
81
his
million?
friends who helped him with team building and practice and getting prepared.
And
for
yeah,
the
Yoda,
tournament.
they do need to bring
And
back
just the
Show
fact
6
that
pick
that's one of
3,
the
or they need to
reasons for
put
him
in Show
being
6 pick
today, is
3.
Getting to hang out with his friends, this wonderful community that we have built. And as you mentioned, also tap his phone a little bit, which it seems like it's going pretty well there with an early 2-0 victory.
Oh, is the stream delayed for you? Oh, I get it.
But taking out Dunebug, I don't even know how many regional championships he has at this point, is definitely no small feat. But, you mentioned that sense of community. I think Phoebe even mentioned that he hadn't seen Bosox guy at their locals, but I recommend that you do actually check out your locals. If you
Hey, there we go.
QR code, you'll be able to find events near you. I think there's all levels of play, from the more competitive cups.
Headphones paused the stream. Oh, okay.
To kind of more casual events where you can just learn to play, maybe just kind of.
We don't really have good damage, no buff electric move. I mean, there's still, it's dangerous to make electric really strong, right? But because then we get this like that when Lantern was meta.
You haven't met before, add a new friend, trade it, and see if you can get one of those really optimized Tinkaton. We haven't seen one on broadcast yet, but I assure you, they are very scary to battle against.
Maybe we'll see more of them in day 2. I am still surprised that we didn't get any Tinkaton, although we've only seen one match.
A few days
so
before
far.
I
But
noticed GBL has some cool new Pokemon charge attack
here,
animations.
Get those optimal,
Oh yeah, the
match
Shadow
on
Force is
defense
hilarious.
Tinkatink or Tinkaton. I recommend you find someone who you have absolutely 0 interactions with, add them as a friend, and make sure that very first trade you do is that Tinkatink.
I think that's
Yeah, that's some good advice, if you guys didn't know that.
Because with the lower friendship, there is no IV floor on those trades, so you can get some really interesting spreads that you can't get from hatching. And there is, as you specifically mentioned, if you reach a certain defense stat, Poison Sting from Shadow Drapion, one of the Pokemon that has terrorized the meta for months. It's like 2/3 of all regionals. It's been winning it. Will actually do 1 less damage per Poison Sting, which turns it from a great matchup into a dominant win.
All right, well, you're giving away a lot of secrets.
Yeah, don't give away too many
aspiring
secrets.
Tinkaton trainers out there.
Here, let's see. You guys
so
can
far
see my
we've seen,
Tinkaton.
Shadow Drapion on both of the teams from our first 2 trainers, and I think our next match is still getting ready, but I think those 2 teams also
there's
have
just a hatched
Shadow
one.
Drapion, so
That's what I'm
looking like
rocking
we're going
with.
to be, kind of sitting back, looking at
Yeah.
flashbacks to previous metas for at least the first part of day 1 here.
I am very happy to hear that. And speaking of previous metas and Tinkatink trades, I was actually able to meet up with Gabby, who was one of the VG casters, and I traded her some Tinkatink. She sent me some Galarian Corsola. So
Oh, nice.
even at these regional championships, it's an amazing opportunity.
Oh, I got
I was lucky enough to get a good Tinkaton, but I still don't have a good
Tinkaton in the
Corsola,
wild
so
or just from
finding those
10K
people with
eggs?
the low
It's
friendship,
just in
it's
eggs.
such an advantage
It
of
was in
your
7-kilometer
If you're looking
eggs
to kind of jumpstart your
like a
inventory
week
or
ago, a
your
little bit
arsenal
over a
of
week
Pokemon,
ago,
I think just
basically.
coming to a regional championship
And now
offers
it's
a
in
lot of good
10s.
opportunities.
It was an
We
egg
talked about
event.
those trades, but there's also a lot of special spawns in the venue that are really relevant for PvP. There's also a lot of trainers around.
It's like a
to help you with maybe
14-15
those
defense
Gigantamax
IV.
raids. So
Yeah,
definitely a lot to
Drapion
get
stands
into
no
for
chance
when
against
you
my
come to
tank.
the venue.
And I believe
Oh.
as well. So
Well, then ask.
so
I'm sure a
many
lot of
benefits
people.
here
Do you have a
traveling to these
like
regional
a community
championships.
near you that
Well
you could get trades from?
Shadow Mimikyu and
It will have a comment. Yeah,
Shadow
for sure.
Mimikyu.
It definitely
I see Fern
will.
on the
It's
team,
got a
I'm
signature move.
immediately happy. Fern, one of my favorite Pokemon, and I'm so happy that with these updates, Fern now sees play.
And for it, actually, it looks really, really good into Keen Bart's
Oh, the
team.
goat!
Worst matchup
Whoa,
is
whoa, whoa,
probably
whoa,
that
whoa, whoa!
Shadow Drapion, which, of
Chat!
course, resists those sucker punches, but
Zoom
other
in.
than that, I think especially if you start
Enhance.
ramping up your damage, you're going
Enhance.
to be Lapras and Stunfisk, of course, super effective with those Trailblazers.
Enhance.
And the sucker punches, I don't even want to think about
Enhance.
what they look like on the Shadow Alolan Marowak there.
Enhance.
Take a look at Keen Bart's team. Speaking of
Hey,
Shadow,
there it
Now
is.
the Alola
Keenbart.
in round number 2.
What a
That's
legend.
Shadow Drapion, the Jumpluff, Credilli, our first sighting of Credilli today. So a double grass strategy from Keenbart, Lapras, and again a Unova Stunfisk. We didn't see it brought in round number 1, but it can prove to be interesting bench pressure as it
All right,
can
there we
do
go.
a good job at walling
That
off
looks
Pokemon
all right, I
like
think.
Talonflame, the Jumpluff, and
Yeah, it looks
super
fine.
effective damage into the Lapras and the Drapion.
I think if it avoids the Claydol on Shadow Mimikyu...
Watch Tink will be at GoFest. You know, that's a good shout, Dominic. That's a good shout. Tink would definitely be a... Might be an incense spawn at GoFest. It's kind of like Tropius. You guys remember when Tropius was incense? Are you playing Great League Remix? No, I'm doing Open Great League. This is the team I'm using right now. Just a very simple ABB team with the Shadow for Alligator a safe swap. I've been doing all right. I'm still far behind, guys. So I haven't gotten my rating yet, but I am 113 wins out of 167, so I'm doing pretty good. But I've been powering up over the past couple weeks. Getting up. I haven't been doing all my sets every day, but yeah, we're getting there.
Too much energy, and also I think maybe like 2 Sparkling Arias comes pretty close to knocking out the Cradilly, so it's actually not the worst matchup in the world, even though you're taking super effective damage as the Lapras.
Yeah, Lapras could be a really nice bait out opportunity there. And you know what else is going to be a pretty nice opportunity? I believe we have the details for the upcoming Community Day.
Community Day. Brick break.
Pommy, Sunday, May 11th from 2 to 5 p.m.
My daughter...
local.
So my daughter likes to wake up and play Pokemon Go. She likes to do my catches at the house. And when we got Pokemon Go up, it gave us the alert, like the pop-up news saying that it was going to be Palmy Community Day, and she lost it. She's like, "Oh my goodness, that's such a cool Pokemon! I can't believe it has a Community Day. That's amazing!" We play Community Days as a family. It's great, great time. But she's excited for Palmy.
And +1 special trade and trades are going to be cheaper, so yet another opportunity if you're going out there.
Quarter hatch distance as well. That's nice.
Opportunity to try and re-roll some of the stats of these Tinkatink that you have, because Tinkaton,
yeah,
the high stat product Tinkaton,
it's already got close combat, I believe.
Hey,
So it's got a good fighting move it needs.
On the stream. Still no
Yeah, what is it?
Tinkaton.
Thunder.
I have to say, I am a little bit surprised.
Thunder Shock.
We saw it at 39.7%
Yeah.
usage. So on expectation, we should have had at least 1, if not 2, Tinkaton by now. We said it was trending up.
Tinkaton.
It has such great coverage with, usually you see it with Bulldoze and Play Rough. Some trainers are opting for Heavy Slam, but really that Fairy Steel defensive typing is going to be what's carrying it.
Yeah, that defensive typing is absolutely unreal. Being a steel type by itself, you're already off to an amazing start.
All right,
Pairing
I'm gonna
up
do a
with the
battle
fairy
while we
type
wait.
Well, so that way fighters aren't as much of an issue.
Because we got
Tinkaton,
I think they're trying to kill for time right now as they're trying to hook up
even though it is number
the
1
connection.
usage, it's sitting below 40%.
Needs Thunder Shock
So
or Volt Switch.
even though it's a very strong
Yeah, what does it have?
Pokemon,
Spark?
It's not feeling like the only way forward or the only
Hammer on
strategy
hammer.
for success. So we still have a lot of variety in this meta.
Ooh,
and that's something
Malamar,
that I really
hello.
like only 39.7. Like I'm thinking
I love
back to the
Malamars.
days of Metacham when we were sitting at what 85%
2,
usage of Metacham. So I'm
3,
really liking the
4.
amount of
Aha!
different options players have
Got it.
in this meta. And we see my boy Furret. He's sitting at 11th, but he's just happy to be on the graphic.
We see Unova Stunfisk there, a little bit more usage than Furret, probably inspired by HK Assassin's win. Also Talonflame at the bottom of the graphic. I believe that was actually used on both of the grand finals team in Seville last weekend, but I'll tell you what, Henry, I'll make a
Thank
bet
you.
with- well, I don't know if you wanna make a
I'm gonna
bet
go
with
straight
that,
Skull
but
Bash here.
I'll hear
think Tinkaton will be, I'll say 50 or higher
Ooh,
percent usage.
they
on
skull
day 2.
bashed
Is that too
me.
conservative?
They're probably gonna
Honestly,
shield this, obviously.
I'm strictly in agreement there.
Okay.
I think for those who have it, because we saw something
Oh,
similar
it didn't.
in Seville, where I believe it was 5th in usage
So I
for day
can
1,
come in and get
then once that
quite
day
a
2
bit of
usage came out,
energy.
it was almost double. Like
I
it
will have
went
to
from
give
like
up a shield, though,
30%
but that'll be
usage to, I believe,
okay.
like 58.9% usage. So if you brought Tinkaton, it was a very
Yeah, I
good
think that
strategy. But
might...
speaking of
Yeah, we'll
Talonflame,
just shield.
one
It'll be
interesting
fine.
adjustment that I saw in Seville was we've seen double flying Talonflame for many months, but we actually saw, I believe it was both had Flame Charge on Talonflame, a bit of an adaptation for ramping up that Incinerate damage into something like Ticketon, but also having a bit of counterplay.
All right, so what do you think? A Zoomerl in the back?
Actually, I think in these teams coming up, I believe Shadow Mimikyu is rocking that Flame Charge Fly moveset that you mentioned, and I think when you watch these Talonflame
All right, we're gonna swap back here.
A really nice pacing that happens when you do 1 Flame Charge and 2 flies. You get all of the residual energy.
Oh, I
out
didn't
the
get
way.
the swap
You
back.
get so much damage off of those flies. So
I don't
feel
think
like,
they go
Flame
for.
Charge double fly strategy might
I'm gonna
be,
save.
Might be in our near future.
I think that makes quite a bit of sense there, because if you end up throwing 2 Flame Charges, then I believe it's 3 to the next fly, and 15 turns does feel a little bit slow at times. So that Flame Charge into double fly.
At least we resist the
very
quick attacks here.
powerful
So
combination of attacks where it's 15 turns for the first, but it's 10 turns for the next 2. And Talonflame, especially now that it's boosted every 10 turns, it can feel like a bit of a runaway train at that point.
I have to keep
Especially
Tink
because I
alive.
feel like a lot of the,
I should be just going straight heavy
teams,
slams.
but, a lot of teams have.
Oh, you're gonna go
Jump
Scorching
Buff and
Sands
Tinkaton
first?
on them. And for these teams here,
Shield.
I mean, obviously,
going
Keen Bard
Scorch.
doesn't have a
Timer's
Talonflame
coming
of his
up.
own, but he does have the Shadow Lilin Marowak.
I could have
but
gotten to 3
you would
heavy
see that
slams.
the fire is doing super effective into jump left, and then neutral into everything else. And I feel like that's kind of a common theme. Of
shoot. Is it one more?
The Alolan Marowak, it could be a bit of a tough bring.
Yes!
Because as you identified earlier, boosted Sucker Punches from Furret
Let's go.
would be really tough for it to handle.
Come on.
There is also Claydol, super effective Mud Slaps, Shadow Dropion.
He's gonna try to swap on me.
Anytime a charge move lands, it's gonna do some damage. Lapras as well.
Yep.
So maybe if it's able to get some kind of an advantage. But
Oh,
it feels like
baby.
there's a lot of counterplay here for Shadow Mimikyu.
Maybe not the greatest matchup for the Alolan Marowak, but let's go back to the Cradily for Keenbart, and I think what Shadow Mimikyu's maybe safest Pokemon is going to be, other than the fur, I think it's going to be that Shadow Drapion, and you know, we see the dynamics of these matchups.
I don't think
your
Play
best
Rough was
Pokemon
enough.
is advantageous against the opponent's best Pokemon.
Nope, we
I
got
think
it.
that might tip the
Oh,
scales
Play
just
Rough
a
would have
little
definitely
bit
been
in
enough.
Shadow
Hey, we came back. What a win there.
Shadow Drapion.
Wonder why they didn't superpower. Yeah. I don't think it mattered because I got the knockout. I should have just gone Play Rough there, though. That was a mistake going Heavy Slam, but yeah.
As well, because taking a look at the Claydol moveset, it is running Rock Tomb Ice Beam. So even if it's against that,
All right, they should be locking in soon, so we'll go ahead and.
But Ice Beam will leave a mark.
That was a good game, though.
All right, well, we took a little
That was
bit
fun.
to
2
get lost in the
catches.
setup, but I think we're finally getting into game number 1 between Shadow Mimikyu and Keenbart. We're leading.
We go, perfect timing.
Against
Ooh.
Lapras.
Lapras will have a pacing advantage here. We're actually going to see a switch
Bring out the Furret.
Furret has access to
Oh, interesting. Ice Beam instead of Skull
Fire off
Bash.
the Sparkling Aria, and we see an immediate no shield from Shadow Mimikyu.
Keenbart does have the Shadow Drapion in the back, but actually chooses to chip with the Sparkling Aria first, maybe hoping to get this Fur into Aqua Tail or Crunch range after these poison.
This is going to be some nice chip damage from Shadow
Now actually
Mimikyu.
has a lot of energy on the Fur, so is going to be able to fire off a Swift.
This Swift is going to land. Another Swift loaded and ready to go. So is the Crunch, but Keenbart decides to not throw his.
Gonna have to
Crunch tech
shield.
there. Could have played
No.
the charge attack priority,
Okay.
instead choosing to let the Swift land. And now
It
the
could go
Shadow
for
Drapion
switch
has
here.
lost almost all of its health.
Or it could shield and
Yeah,
just
you can
farm
fire off
down,
a
I
Crunch,
think.
And I think an Aqua Tail might have been enough, but you're likely not getting to multiple charge attacks anyway, so it does
No,
go
they're
for
just
that
gonna let it
heavier
go.
Crunch
Okay.
And able to maintain switch advantage, but you know what? If Shadow Mimikyu gets
Drapion?
some edge on either of these Pokemon, that could
So, I mean, you
be
get
very
one.
useful for
No, you
Keenbart.
just. Okay, I guess just coming with Claydol. You get the one
Claydol,
farm down.
Mud Slap and goodbye Drapion. It could very well be met with
Ooh.
Dilly as Keenbart looks to reposition, but that Shadow Drapion for Shadow Mimikyu looks so safe. He actually sends out the Lapras, so choosing to save that Cradily.
Okay,
in
going
the
for the
back.
Sparkling Aria.
Rock Tomb is
Nice.
reached, but we see Lapras
Gets the
firing off
first shield.
Sparkling Aria
Okay.
first and grabbing an early Protect Shield from Mimikyu.
And we saw Shadow Mimikyu instantly swap out of this lead, but it's actually not a bad matchup at all for the Claydol.
Rock Tomb is such a good move now. It used to be
Effective Rock Tomb, and I
horrible.
believe those Psy Waves are doing exactly
And now it's
1
just like,
damage per attack.
It's so strong.
So even with this -1 attack from the Rock Tomb, there's the switch to Cradily answered with the
Rock
Shadow
Tomb's
Drapion.
right back.
Shadow Drapion continues to farm up energy, but with the energy advantage, Cradily's going to strike first with the Rock Tomb.
We did see that full Poison Sting come through though, so that could help Shadow Mimikyu with that little bit of energy deficit that you mentioned. And Shadow Mimikyu going to build up a little bit of energy before throwing this very first crunch for Poison Sting.
Man,
so
Shadow
very
Drapion.
timing.
He's got
That
so much
great
energy
poison
right
sting is
now.
a massive difference maker, because you're going to see right here, Shadow Mimikyu is one poison sting off the next crunch, and that is
Able to get
entirely
it.
because of
There
that
it is.
free
And the
poison
defense
sting.
drop. That's
And
huge. That's
Keybart,
going to make
bit
up
of
for
a
the Rock
grimace there,
Tomb.
as now this Shadow
They need to
drop
buff
down
Wall
is going to
Rain.
apply so much pressure
What's up,
on
Mandy
Cadilli.
guy? Yeah, I'm
There
good. How
goes
are
the
you?
final Protect Shield of the match.
And I think I saw the defense fall as well on that first crunch, but Keybart is going to fire off a Grass Knot here. This is actually resisted damage, but maybe thinking that Shadow Mimikyu might have had the opportunity to switch out into the Clay Doll there. Shadow Mimikyu going to shield it up there and instantly meet the
Okay.
Lapras with his
Lapras
Clay Doll. I think he can still hang
coming
on
with
to
the
an
sparkling
here.
Aria.
Also gets the full Mud Slap through, so Shadow Mimikyu looking like
Curious why they
he's in
didn't
a
go
very
for
good
the
spot here.
Rock Tomb. I guess he maybe was
Energy
thinking it
management
was
on
going to be a
this Clay Doll
swap or
will be
something.
very helpful in this
Shadow
in-game
Wizcash and
Aria
Skarmory
play.
days.
Going for the Rock Tomb
You
with
missed the Scald
immediately
debuff
Rock
days?
Tomb.
That's
This is
fair.
super effective damage onto the Lapras. We see a full charge on that Rock Tomb. Down goes the
I missed
Lapras,
the
and now for Keen Bart,
Skeletor.
these bullet seeds not doing a lot. He's gonna need to throw some energy here because a move will
Hold
be
on,
reached.
guys.
That's a nice overfarm by Keen Bart.
But a lot of Mud Slap damage was taken by the Cradilly here, and the Drapion still has some energy, I think, and also still has some health. Yes, already has the Crunch loaded, so that's going to be a very clean game number 1 for Shadow Mimikyu.
All right, Chad, I was just
Shadow
made aware
Drapion.
that my
Once
kids
the
are watching the
opposing
stream
Drapion was
downstairs.
faded out,
So, hey, kids.
so
Hope you guys are doing
deadly
good.
for Mimikyu.
I
Identified
got
has
something
very
super cool.
little counterplay on Keen Bart's side outside of the Unova Stunfisk. And man, Shadow Drapion, we definitely
Shadow
felt
Mimikyu
why
took that,
it's been a
alright.
top meta threat for many months in that
All right,
game.
Atlas and Alara.
Piloting by Mimikyu.
I got a
And
really
I
cool
definitely
card.
expect to see
You guys
Mimikyu
ready to
continue
see?
to bring that Shadow Drapion, even if the Unovan Stunfix comes into
Look-
play.
look,
have a
guys.
super effective Aqua Tail to hit
It's
back.
a shiny
I
Squirtle.
absolutely agree with that. So now the question will be is what adjustments
How
are
cool
made
is that
here
card?
from Keen Bart
Atlas, this
to
definitely can be
risk winning
yours.
that Stunfisk, even though
Unless you don't want the
Clay Doll
shiny
was
one. That's
tried.
fine if you don't
Stunfisk
want
got
it.
the
It's
Clay
okay.
Doll,
But
and
I got
it's
this
a
one.
really tough spot to be in as Keen Bart.
Well, here's a question. I am actually not sure if Keen Bart needs to make any adjustments to the actual team. Maybe you bring in the Unovan Stunfisk, but I feel like the Lapras, Cradilly, Drapion team has a lot of play into Shadow Mimikyu's team. And I think Keen Bart actually had an advantage with Switch Advantage to realign Cradilly onto Claydol instead of Lapras, but instead got the Cradilly onto the Shadow Drapion, which, as we've said, just feels like it's so safe.
What's up,
You
Azrael?
should probably just be expecting it at this
It
point.
has been a long time. How have you been?
I think that's a very wise point. Is this line, it's a very good one, but the lack of repositioning ended up making it very, very tough. Mimikyu getting the
Yeah,
knockout
kind of
with
tough
the Rock
comeback
Tomb.
there for
Rock
Keen
Tomb,
Bart, but
KO
good battle
the Lapras,
nonetheless.
And then Cradilly trying to get to 2 moves, but it just could not get there. And the Drapion with the Crunch stored just made it.
Yeah,
feel
energy
very
saved on
comfortable
Drapion is
over
always
the
super
course of this
strong.
matchup.
And contrary to popular belief, Lapras.
So let's see if the GOAT comes into this game. I doubt it. There's a Furret, there's a Claydol, there's a Drapion.
Psywave's just being resisted and doing very, very little damage. So I feel like if Keen Bart maybe brought that team, maybe just realigned his Pokemon a little bit differently,
Oh,
could
someone
have
sent a
had
raid.
a better outcome.
Looks like we do have lock-ins for game number 2, and it looks like the tides may be turning here as Keen Bart picks up a pretty nice lead.
All right,
leading
game
Cradilly
2,
into
Claydol.
that Claydol.
Oh,
Oh,
boy,
no,
but
the
here's
raid
Shadow
expired.
Drapion safe slot from Shadow Mimikyu, and Keen Bart doesn't have an answer and is going to let Shadow Mimikyu fire off this Crunch before he has thrown the Rock Tomb.
Crunch no shielded, and look at how much HP is immediately gone from
That chunk's so
Cradilly.
much health.
One and the Rock Tomb here, and now Mimikyu has to decide. He knows he's going to be debuffed by this Rock Tomb. Do you decide to invest in the Drapion? He says no, and Rock Tomb connects.
And Keen Bart is going to dip into his own Drapion. You did debuff the opposing Drapion, so it should be very, very comfortable for Keen Bart to maintain switch.
As long as he
advantage. But
comes
at
out of
this
here
point,
with
the
some
Cradilly
decent
is very low,
energy,
so you have to wonder
'cause I think
how
he can
useful
get
that
to,
switch advantage
let's
is going
see.
to be.
And baiting
Yeah, he should
out
be able to
that
go one more.
Drapion.
Ooh.
Furret
Ooh.
looking deadly in the
Charge attack
back.
okay, one charge attack
Charge
priority,
attack
that's
priority
huge.
and
If he
wins
didn't, that
Mimikyu.
would have
Letting
been
it go, understanding
unnecessary
even if that
damage.
Aqua Tail landed, it's debuffed, so it's not going to remove a lot of HP away from Keen Bart.
Yeah, very confidently throwing on charge attack priority, but now you have a
Here we
little bit
go.
of energy on this Drapion.
Now you can
More of that
unleash.
Crunch loaded. We're gonna have to see if Keen Bart is able
I
to
don't-
maybe reach
does he
one
get to
more
an
Aqua
Aqua
Tail.
Tail
I
as
think
well?
He might be just 2 poison stings off.
Crunch. We do see the shield from Mimikyu. Mimikyu looking for the farm
One.
down, and we will
Gets
see
it.
the Aqua Tail reach.
Nice.
So Mimikyu getting the shield
And the
called
defense
right
drop.
as Crunch
So
with
this
a
this
lot
Aqua
more
Tail now.
damage
I think
than
I heard the
debuffed
notification
Aqua
for
Tail.
defense
Sorry,
drop. I didn't see
a
it.
non-debuffed Aqua Tail, but that's
Hi,
still,
Rintan.
Claydol loses a lot of HP.
Claydol loses a lot of HP, but remember that Keen Bart also has lost a lot of HP.
Not sure about the
on
GOAT in
Cradilly.
game,
The difference
but
there is that
glad to
Keen
know
Bart
the
is
GOAT
on
on
the shield.
live.
Keen Bart
talking to us right now. It's been a while. I appreciate that.
Just gonna go for the Rock Tomb instead of the Ice
What do you mean you don't know about the Goaten game? It's there at the regional. Look in the bottom right. It's right.
Lands. Will this set up a farm down?
It's right there.
It does set up a farm down. Down goes Cradilli. In the back is Lapras, and Lapras will have a debuff permanently applied as this Rock Tomb gets launched at the Lapras.
And this is looking very nice.
This is so tough because Rock Tomb is not only super effective, but it gets that debuff, which is just oof.
Now you have the Furret, and you can start ramping
Gotta
up.
cook dinner.
As the Furret, all you need
All right, take care, man.
to get to 2 Trailblazers
Yeah, it's about that
before
time,
you
isn't
start
it? Yeah, it's
able to
5
reach
o'clock.
3 Arias.
These Arias, after they're debuffed, are not going to be nearly as effective. Aria connects, Furret shakes off that damage.
Oh, and
Furret
Lapras can't
will
clear the
continue to
debuff.
farm, and there is that Trailblaze we were waiting for.
And Keenbart is going to let this go. I think the only win condition that's even remotely possible at this point would be to call a Swift bait, but Shadow Mimikyu going straight for that super effective Trailblaze.
Yeah, calling a Swift
and this
bait
is
would be
looking
fair
very,
there.
very difficult for Keenbart to make a comeback for.
Because you got to get like 3 more charge moves off to win this game, and that's not
He
happening.
still has the shield to hide behind, but you can't shield fast moves, sucker punches, farming all the way down, and Shadow Mimikyu
Good game.
is able to take the series 2-0.
And didn't need any adjustments in that game number 2, just sticking with that trusty.
Of course, I know this term through your channel.
Line.
Yeah, appreciate it.
And the Fur are really safe into Keenbart's game, so just kind of recognizing that, sticking to his first impressions really paid off for him there.
I agree. That Drapion, even in the bad lead matchup, being able to switch it into the Cradilli, and Cradilli, its power is in debuffs over time, but it doesn't have the fastest pacing. So even
all right, while they get into the
by one turn,
next
the Drapion being able to switch in, getting that
set,
crunch, just
I'm gonna
making
get
life
some of my
really
sets in for today.
uncomfortable for Keenbart.
We had a
He
good
set up
first
that
battle.
turret so beautifully
Let's see what we
in
can
the
do.
end game.
I'm still
Not
climbing, by the way.
Turret doing well.
I think
But
it's
my
doing a
record's
little
pretty
more
good.
than
I think
well, not
it's
just in this tournament, but in the meta in
114
general.
wins
Said
and
Furret's just happy to be on the graphic, but I
166
feel like we saw
games
a
played.
lot of Furret action in Atlanta, so I feel like you're selling it a little bit short.
Hey, well, Furret, he's happy to be here, and he's getting wins as well. We saw the Rock Tomb launched at the Drapion, but
Let's see a boom. Yeah, I got a team that can boom. Only, well, depends on the situation, but yeah.
But this set up great all to get a big farm down.
Yeah,
Man,
it
long
did have
queue
to
time
take,
right now.
Well, it shielded one charge attack and had to take the other, but I think really the key moment was when that Cradilli came in and actually fainted with a lot of energy. We're going to see the Rock Tomb land here, and actually Keenbart, maybe with just one more bullet seed, could have gotten a charge attack.
Oh, I
but
love
he
Malamar
does let
leads.
that
Hello.
Cradilli go down with the energy there.
And then tries to play to the win con of calling that Swift bait, but Shadow Mimikyu making the right call, going for the Trailblaze, ramping up the
What I love
damage on
doing
these
is not
sucker
even going
punches,
for play
and
rough
the
to make them
Lapras
think
trying so
it's
desperately to get to
bulldoze.
another charge attack, but it
Because Heavy
was
Slam
not to
still,
be.
Yeah,
Heavy
that
Slam
matchup was
still goes
actually
through,
not that bad
and now
for
I can just
Lapras,
farm
as
down.
you might think, because you do have to take the super effective Trailblazes. But in that situation, remember that the Lapras was permanently debuffed.
Are they
by the
core
Rock
broken
Tomb,
here?
Which meant that the Arias did less.
Oh,
and
they
it was
baited
just
me.
really difficult to come back from that.
Yeah, that pacing advantage for Lapras, even up a little bit of
That's
energy.
okay.
I believe it was. At least
I probably
for
should have
Rock
still
Tomb,
let it
wasn't even
go,
up a
but
protect shield in that end game, but the moment it got that debuff, that protect shield advantage was taken away. Then suddenly Lapras, one of the titans of this new meta, just could not muster enough damage to take down that Furret.
I think where Lapras really shines is with its flexibility, right? You have 3 different typings covered between Psywave, Sparkling Aria, and Ice Beam. You can even sometimes go, well, you have to register Skull Bash if you want that normal type coverage, but I feel like in some of
We'll
these
save,
closing situations,
some
it's
energy
just
there
a
on
little bit
tank.
underwhelming, as we saw there.
I can agree, especially after its -1, made it a little bit difficult, but I think the idea was set up well there, where Lapras, if it's able to get up energy, it can be scary even against something like the Furret, but that debuff just unfortunately a little bit ruined Lapras's plans of being able to get a reverse sweep there and tie up that series.
I also really liked how you mentioned that the pacing of Drapion is what allows it to be such a, well, I was going to say
All right,
super
let's
effective
see.
safe swap, but super effective.
We can
is its
farm
own term, but
down.
a very good safe swap, right? You outpace so
Ooh,
many
we get the
Pokemon,
farm
including
down.
Cradilli, and as long as there's no Mud Slapper on the other team, you have a lot of play, and you can pretty much outpace anything that counter swaps. So it puts the opponent in a really uncomfortable position.
Especially because the Drapion tech of use was Unova Stunfisk, which wasn't brought to the field. We haven't seen the Tinkaton yet, and if your opponent has a Tinkaton, suddenly that Shadow Drapion save switch is looking a lot.
I have a feeling it's Clodsire in the back.
You're met with a Pokemon that's surviving 3 Aqua Tails. Your poison
Oh
stings
no.
feel like you're healing this Pokemon.
Heavy Slam, everyone. This is where Heavy Slam comes in clutch. Alright, so they have a superpower stored, so I'm going to have to catch that on my Lapras.
A bit of a reign of terror so far. It's been incredibly strong, but it'll be a little bit interesting to see if it can continue.
Oh, this is rough. Alright,
who, I mean, we've seen Drapion in every matchup so far, but we'll have to see if they can kind of continue once they start.
We have to catch a charge move.
In the later stages of the bracket, because like you mentioned, Tinkaton has a really dominant matchup against Drapion.
Alright, so they got back to back, but my switch clock is back, so I just gotta blind swap right now.
Able to hang on to 3 charge attacks, so yeah, I said that Drapion only has to swappers, but
no, they didn't have back to back. It's over. It's over.
And Tinkaton, I imagine we're
should
going
have
to see
waited.
a lot more of it throughout the day, and you can actually see a lot more of us throughout the day on the new Play Pokemon
I got boomed.
YouTube channel.
Boom.
Just started up. We now have a channel where it's going to be Play Pokemon action all the time. We've already got 500 videos on there, so there's a lot of content.
They got 2.7k subscribers now too.
That's a channel where you're going to be able
Yeah,
to see,
GG's.
you know, a lot of highlights from past tournaments. You know, a lot of times we see clips.
Should have just gone into the Azumarill like much quicker, not shielded on the lead.
Video is the World Championship
That's okay.
2025 location reveal. Of course, we know that's going to be in Anaheim, but there's going to be a lot of content there, so make sure to subscribe, because I think that's where a lot of the Play Pokemon content is going to be living from now into the future.
And I believe for this tournament as well, we are actually going to be.
Look how many trainers are there.
Milwaukee
That's
regionals
crazy.
as we get to pan
That's
over
all
to the
TCG
crowd.
too.
And look at that. Thousands of Pokemon traders have descended on Milwaukee, Wisconsin, all battling for community, battling for a chance.
Oh no, a
claiming
more
the title
Pekko.
of regional champion.
And so many people attend these events. You know, if you just watch the stream, you see
This
2
thing's
people at a
hangry.
time, but there are literally thousands of, you know, trading card game players here. There are tons of staff and judges working behind the scenes to make sure everything.
He's just
runs
gonna
smoothly.
Psychic Fangs me.
You know, if you come
Oh, he's
to
let me
events
get to
and
a second
create
one?
Kind of just the aura for yourself. It's a really great experience.
Walking into
No,
a
let it
convention
go.
center at the first regional I ever attended was honestly a bit of I was a bit awestruck just at the sheer size of the convention center, the thousands of players, everyone just all coming together to celebrate Pokemon.
Thing is,
to play
he has
Pokemon,
to
build
Psychic
this community.
Fangs.
It was
The
one of the
Aura
coolest
Wheel. I mean, the Aura
experiences,
Wheels. This one's gonna be
I've ever
resisted.
had, and I do get a bit of that
Still-
magic every time I get to come back
still
and
hits.
cast behind this desk. But it's such an unbelievably cool experience. And it's
All right,
amazing
this
what
is a tough
Pokemon
position
can
to
do
be
terms
in.
of bringing us all together from all
Jeez,
walks of
more
life,
Pekko.
all corners of the country as well, just to come together and play the game that we love.
I think celebration of Pokemon.
I don't even think
is
this is gonna be
exactly
enough.
how I would describe.
I'm hoping it's
regionals
enough,
and
but
of
I
course,
doubt.
International
Let's find
championships
out.
And worlds, the kind
Okay,
of
it's
glamour
enough.
of it all just increases exponentially more. So definitely, I recommend checking out these tournaments if
I
you
tried to
haven't
swap.
already. But we're actually
Goodra?
into our
Uh-oh.
third match of the day. I believe this is Gordon the Flash on the left there with the Venusaur plushie. And we'll have to see
I don't think I have a way to come back from this, but we'll shield
Oh my
regardless.
goodness, we have a bit of a sneak peek here, and it looks like we have, oh my goodness, we have some interesting Pokemon on both sides.
Oh,
I
what do we
won't
got on
spoil it just
stage?
yet, up until it comes out on broadcast, but just
Oh.
know, these trainers
Oh,
are
we got
thinking
we got it.
outside
We
the
got the
box
Skull
with these
Bash.
teams,
We have a
and I'm
chance.
excited to see this matchup.
If they don't have Stone
If
Edge,
you're listening in and you don't see the teams yet, let's play
don't
the
have
game.
Stone Edge.
So
Just
Gordon
be
has a Pokemon that
Mud. But you're a
has
Mud
that
Bomb Aqua
low
Tail.
1400 CP. So
No!
you know, think of what Pokemon's
Oh,
that, and then
unfortunate.
you can drop the next hint from there.
All right, it is
If I was to get that
a
Sparkling Aria,
mono-type
maybe we
Pokemon,
win.
And it runs mono-type moves.
Oh, that's too much. Not so obvious. All right. Well, we'll give you, you know, maybe 10, 15 seconds to chew on that and think about it.
Yeah,
But
Doms
on
is in the
other side,
house.
we've actually got a pretty interesting team as well. Some of the Pokemon look pretty standard. I
Dang,
believe this is,
had the Stone Edge.
Felici on
GG's to
the
that trainer.
right. Felici.
All right, what do we got on
Game,
stage?
but
They were
we've
going
got
crazy
the
about the
Superior,
teams.
Lapras, Claydol, Unova, Stunfisk, you know, pretty standard. But then I also see a Purified Sableye and a Bastiodon.
Bastiodon making its return. Oh, this will be an interesting one. And the Purified
Am I going out for
Sableye
raids later?
not
No.
on return. It
What do we
has
got?
DM'd away the return and is running Dazzling Gleam. And you may have guessed it from our hints. Gordon the Flash running Pachirisu on his team of 6 here in Milwaukee.
Okay. Can you
Yeah,
guys see the
not sure how much
teams?
play that Pachirisu is going to get here. Walled, like you said,
Pachirisu.
with that monotype,
We got a
attack
Bastiodon.
set. It's going to be walled by Superior.
It's not a
walled
spice.
by Unova Stunfisk,
It's still kind of
walled by
spicy.
Claydol, so don't expect to see the Pachirisu on the field, but you know, it is still sitting there. Maybe just happy to
Tough
be
lead,
here,
yeah.
on the bench.
That's all right.
in the Flash.
Yeah.
I'm not too worried. I'm having fun.
Up a worst case matchup
Enhance.
for Pachirisu.
Yeah, sure.
So many Pokemon
Enhance.
have a lot of play. But taking a look across Gordon's other
Enhance.
we see Shadow Sableye, which is always dead.
Come on.
Diggersby, Primeape, Shadow
I'm getting
Jump
rugged
Bluff,
over here.
Talonflame,
Come on.
And it looks like the leads are set for game number 1.
All right, we're
Shadow
locked in.
Sableye, but it meets
Bastiodon!
in Bastiodon.
Oh, man.
Matchup that you would
Let's
normally
go.
see in the Go Battle League instead of in Show 6, but we're seeing it here in Milwaukee. Gordon the Flash just calmly throwing these shadow
You know,
balls.
somewhere-
Try to throw the first foul
Somewhere
ball.
in the world right now,
Throws that
Caleb is
second
smiling.
ball. So the Bastiodon has just reached
He got
the
a
first
sense.
foul.
He got an alert that Bastiodon is being used to play his Pokemon on the live stream, and he's just going,
It's able to
yes.
shake off that foul play, doing
You
very
guys know
little
it.
damage. And for Felici, this is honestly probably the best case scenario. He's able to neutralize Shadow Sableye energy, and Shadow Sableye energy is usually very difficult.
Yeah,
to
Artemis,
neutralize.
I
Lapras in the back is very happy
really
with
hope
seeing the
that
Sableye.
Scopely
Gordon the Flash, on the other hand,
brings
has
that to the
Jump Bluff in
game.
back, which would be weak to the
Even if it's like a
Bastiodon.
special
Looks
event,
he's
like
going to
on the
shield
weekends,
the
like
Bastiodon.
Friday to
He's
Sunday,
gonna
you
go
can
for
enter
the
into the
advantage
6
as
pick,
well. Getting to Shadow
Team
Claw,
6 pick
continuing
3.
to overfarm and count, like you mentioned, Bastiodon
'Cause then
being
that-
very slow,
that
so
makes
Gordon the Flash gonna fire off
PvP
foul play
whole.
when he has 2.
We are missing
Back-to-back
that.
moves reached here. Bastiodon also has a move
He's
loaded.
probably asleep.
Felici
No,
choosing
he
to let it
gets
go,
an
and
alert.
Bastiodon
It woke him
does
up.
not survive. Sableye wins switch damage.
And Sableye is going to have
Man,
to target
Sableye gonna be able to
Superior
get
at
to
the Superior. It looks to me like it's only
Who?
going to reach one
No.
strike attack, and Gordon the Flash does go for the foul play and probably going to be happy to just take switch advantage and get the jump bluff
50%
alive
HP
on
there.
Superior.
Nope, doesn't get the second one.
Sableye does not get that second foul play. That would have been incredibly helpful damage. Out comes the Shadow Jump Bluff. And it will
Could you actually
immediately set
imagine
with a
if we get
super
live
aerial.
notifications when the trainer uses a Pokemon on live stream? You can tune in. That would be cool. Bastiodon was just used. Tune in now. Yeah, Artemis, it's such a interesting catch, but it's yes, the aerial ace, but you're stuck here.
Getting hit with these super effective energy balls.
That
Tough
Diggersby
is right.
in a bit of a tough spot in this endgame as with the Bastiodon
But it
on
does
the
have
field,
energy
that was
balls,
its
so you
main
gotta be
target.
careful, but it is
This
2 to
is
1.
a Skull Dash Lapras. So this Lapras does not have super effective Ice Beam for that jump bluff.
Yeah, Aerial Ace coming through, and Felici is going to respect it. But Gordon the Flash, now with a quick swap
Okay.
into the Diggers be kind of an awkward situation
All right.
because you need the jump
This-
bluff for
yeah.
the Superior, but now you have to absorb these super effective Sparkling Aria.
It
on
is,
your Diggers.
yeah, she's completely right. Like, you have to have jump bluff for
Barely hanging
the
on,
Superior.
getting outpaced. Another Sparkling Aria is reached.
Such a weird dynamic in this game,
So much
but
value for Felici.
I,
He builds
Felici,
the
is
final
in a
shield
good
jump up from
position.
Gordon.
Oh, but this is so awkward because now you've shielded your Diggersby, which can take super effective from both of Felici's final Pokemon.
Scopely
So
notifications
really
be
gonna come down to
you're
the
watching
Gordon the Flash
PvP.
here. Scorching Sands coming through. I don't even
No.
think this is enough to take out the Lapras. No,
You're a
they get
legacy
close, but
trainer,
Lapras
is what
still
we
gonna
are.
be able to reach another Aria.
My goodness.
Oh, no, this is gonna give energy.
Devastating in this endgame scenario.
Ooh, it's
Gordon
gonna have to swap out.
uses the Diggersby. He invested a protect shield.
Gotta
He
swap
still
out right
has
away.
Diggersby.
Still has a
Picks up the
shield.
jump bluff. There's gonna be the
2
super
aerial
super
aces.
superior.
Yeah, should be able to out.
Superior, it
Should
still
be able to
has that
outpace.
shield to hide behind.
Patriots
Lapras
are a
does not
go
have
with
respect.
$4.99 tip. I appreciate it. Hey, Zyonik, really enjoy your videos.
Like
Glad you're
long,
back.
so,
Love from
you know,
Los
if you're
Angeles.
Gordon,
See,
maybe just
Mystic,
deliver a
he's
poke if you're able to
people in
get
Los
that
Angeles
energy.
are awake. That means
Absolutely,
Caleb's
give that
awake.
priority to the Superior there, and
Think
Felici
Patriots are a go. I
might be
really
able to
appreciate
take his
that.
very first game.
Good morning to you.
That Bastiodon just absorbing hit
Felici
after
able
hit
to come
from the
back.
Shadow Sableye, set up
Nice
for
win there.
where
Had the
that
Bastiodon on the lead, lost to the Shadow Sableye, turned it around in a really like funky mid-late game.
But once the Sableye was out of the way, Lapras's energy just felt like it went everywhere.
Even without the Ice Beam for the jump bluff, I feel like those Psy Waves put it really, really low and kind of enabled that Superior to finish things off in the end. But as for Gordon the Flash, you know, he brought Diggersby most likely.
Yeah,
to
I
deal with
thought
Bastiodon,
Gordon
but
was
kind of
like had the
against
momentum
the
here, right? Gets the
line that he
Bastiodon,
brought,
gets
it kind of felt like
50% of Superior.
And in this matchup
But
here,
It was this. It was this swap that changed everything. Because then you're in the 2-to-1s.
That energy of Gordon the Flash proved to be very, very helpful because the Lapras survived the Scorching Sands, and if that had been an energy ball from Gordon the Flash,
You're right, Henry.
at the very least, give up a shield, make some kind of other play.
The shiny superior as well. Let's take a note of that.
Felici just played really well.
Beautiful.
In this endgame, and Gordon down a shield, kind of out of
Did you try Marathon yet? No, I haven't. I saw it though. I don't know. I mean, the gameplay looks alright, but the graphics for me, I don't know how to describe it. It looks pale, and I don't know if I like that.
Looks like these battlers are locking in for game number 2. Gordon the
But I am excited for Edge of, what is it? Edge of Eternity? No, Edge of Fate. Yeah, I'm excited to see what Edge of Fate is.
Yes, you can hit with these neutral sparkling Arias, but you know the Psywaves do absolutely nothing, and Sableye can very comfortably take one.
RE4 again? What's that? No, Azu is refreshing. Yeah. Ooh, the power gem.
Bringing out the Primate as well. So Bastion in the back looks like it's gonna have a very tough day.
All right, well, Gordon does
Haven't heard of that. Going to look into it. Yeah, it's the next expansion for Destiny. Oh, Resident Evil 4. Yeah, Edge of Fate. They're doing the expansion showcase on Monday. The live stream, I think, is either on the 5th or 6th, so either Monday or Tuesday, one of the two.
We will see the foul play fired off by the Shadow Sableye. Felici now has to
I actually have never played any of the Resident Evil games, but I hear everyone say good things about it. All right, Lapras is gone. Ones, though? Okay, so Superior has to carry this whole game on its back.
Oh, but Gordon actually saves the energy, brings in Primate because he knows he has
oh,
two
man.
answers to the Bastion.
Gordon's in such a good position. No channel memberships? There is, I believe. It gives you, the channel membership gives you, like, the badge and, like, custom, like, emotes for chat. I double-checked it before coming back on live.
Karate chops are also adding up
Been off.
quickly, so I think the Rage
Hold on, let's see. We'll talk about Destiny after this battle.
He actually didn't even tap the aerial ace there, so there's no opportunity to confirm landing the aerial ace with a charge attack priority. And I have to wonder if Gordon's gonna go immediately for this second attack, but actually doesn't.
Oh, it overtapped?
But there is still the energy
I thought he had the Rage Fist.
Where Shadow Sableye can land a foul play, and while it's not super effective,
oh, that's going to be enough. Yeah, and the Diggersby in the back. Gordon making the comeback. Game 2.
And now this Bastion, I don't think it's going to like what it sees in the back.
No, yeah.
Finally finding its target in the Bastion, so this is going to be a very good game for Flash.
Well, I've been off Destiny the last year. I'm really going to get sucked back in, probably. Yeah, same.
Remaining on the switch timer, so Gordon really able to confirm that he's able to pretty much knock out that Superior and confirm the victory for this game.
And these smackdowns, I mean,
thanks. I appreciate it. The video editing commentary was next level. Yeah, the editor, oh, is so good. Yeah, Michael's such a good editor. Shout out to him. We're gonna have a lot of cool stuff coming to the channel. More videos like that, and we're just gonna try to get better and better with every video as well.
Series 1-to-1 with that adjustment. I do have to, worry a little bit though. If you have Sableye and Primate on the same team, both of those are
so Martin, yeah, new Destiny expansion. We're from the promo trailer they released. We're leaving the galaxy that we're in and going to a new one. So yeah, I'm gonna get sucked back into. What's up, Taco? And you can alternate between those videos and shoutcast videos. Yep. We're gonna be doing a mix.
There might have still been a tiny chance for Felici if he had been able to land a Frenzy Plant on the Diggersby, but because of all of that energy that Gordon had saved from the lead matchup, that kind of just confirmed Superior.
Michael's a member of the community, actually. Doms, I think Doms might still be in here. Doms did the thumbnail, so shout out to him. And then Michael is a member of the community, multiple legend player. Who just happens to be an insane editor as well. So it's really cool. Game
let's see what
3.
happens.
Oh,
This is
man.
fantastic.
What a lead. What a
Taking the
lead.
type, and it's found the Bastiodon.
Lapras.
Devastating.
Oh
In
my
comes the
goodness.
Lapras. Psywave's hitting for super effective damage, but Primeape can immediately pressure a shield.
Going
with a
straight for close combat.
Khaleesi immediately on the defensive as the first Protect shield goes up.
But you still have the very hard answer of Sableye in the back, and that's exactly what Gordon the Flash decides to switch into. Like I said,
So let's see. Is there a win condition?
absolutely
I
zero
think
problem
because
to up the
Felici
shield,
brought
and
Bastiodon,
honestly, I know it's early, but I don't really see how
don't
Gordon loses this game.
Things could
No,
get
no, 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 no.
interesting
No, he is
if
behind on
Superior is
shields.
able to be, oh my goodness, the power gem has reached. I was going to say, if Superior is able to be in an even shield scenario,
Yeah.
maybe there's a chance.
Henry knows.
The shield
Henry
advantage,
knows.
it stays on the
If
side of course
Felici
of
had,
This is now-
Felici had,
And
2 to
those
2
shields
or
are
1 to 1,
Felici is going to bring the
then
Bastiodon
Superior
back
might be able to
into
win,
Gordon
but
doesn't
now
know
it's not
that
looking to
that's
be the
Superior in
case.
the back, but I think he knows that he's going to need to prioritize the shields with Primeape, and he also knows he has ABA strong to the Bastiodon, so
Yeah.
wouldn't even be surprised to see him just bring Diggersby in here to absorb the energy. But Felici looks like reaching for the Superior.
Superior gets a
Is that Henry?
small
Yeah, it is Henry.
Gordon still has access to that Primeape. The Primeape's still pretty healthy. Those Psywaves did about 25% of its health.
Thank you
bar.
for the
He's
hearts
gonna
and
send the
likes.
Primeape into Superior.
I can see him float up there in the
It's
chat.
actually dry,
I
and the
appreciate
violence
it.
are adding up relatively
Hope you guys are having a good
quickly.
weekend. We're
Gordon
watching some
the,
play Pokemon here. This is our
very late, I
third.
believe, very quickly,
This is
but-
our third
Oh,
set.
this is very risky. Gordon's actually going for the close
Right.
combat, and it lands on the
Oh!
Superior.
Oh!
I think that's going
Oh!
to be very critical in finishing out this game for Gordon. Now he can just let the Primeape
Gordon
go.
knows. 2 shield, quick attack, game
Primeape
over.
Did its job, neutralize Superior, and now for a second game in a row, it's going to be Diggersby shutting down Bastiodon. We will see an aerial ace bait, but for Gordon, he knows any move
Yeah,
from Superior
GG's.
is going to do more than a move from
ABA week.
Bastiodon. So Diggersby in prime.
I saw the
position in
confetti
game
there.
number 3.
How'd you do the
Just
confetti?
Aerial ace, but I mean Diggersby on even shields versus Bastion. Even if Diggersby had 0 shields and Bastion
All right,
had
good
2,
game,
I
guys.
think Diggersby would
I love I love bringing the Bastiodon. Good job, Felici. Great comeback in game 1. That was a great return.
Oh my goodness.
but,
was needed to
Gordon,
win the game,
solid
but
job
just
just
even
locking
a
down
little bit more
Bastiodon.
convincing there, that flamethrower Diggersby.
I've been
I'm
walking my
impressed.
Diggersby
Right.
too. I need
0-2
Exo
so
Candy
bad,
so
Diggersby
desperately.
probably still taking home this win.
Where am I at now?
Coming through. Curious to see if Felici decides
This is
to
a
shoot
Great
this
League
up,
rank
but,
1.
Looks like he is going to just let
It's
the Bastiodon
absolutely
go down.
beautiful.
Gordon the Flash able to
And
come
I'm
out of
working
that
on this
0-1
this
hole
thing.
to take the series off the back of the
Absolute
jump
beauty.
into the
Where can I
final.
get it to right now?
Very important. Game number 1, that jump fluff felt like it was
I can get
more
it to
of a
62,
liability than a benefit to the team. Benching
but I
for
need to
games
get it
2
to
and 3,
97, so I need
that same light Diggersby
256.
pairing, it's a very strong one, but Primeape, the key to victory, offering such nice play into basically anything that Felici could have
If they give
brought, and
Basti
it was
rollout, it's
did.
over.
think
I mean,
Felici
does that
is
functionally
gonna
work,
get
Patriots? Because we gotta
purified
think,
Sableye and hope
like,
it
the
lands on
physical
Primeape, but
Pokemon
kind
making
of a
that
tough
move.
proposition
I don't know if the
otherwise.
shield
Instead,
is
the
like,
Primeape for Gordon the
it'd be
Flash
like,
actually just really
I don't
safe
think it
the
works.
entire game. Kinda makes you
But it
wonder
would, it
why
would,
didn't show up
in
game
fact,
1, but
be
that
all
found
over.
its mark in games number 2 and 3.
And
But I'm just
Sableye,
trying to picture the Pokemon
honestly,
actually
I
doing
feel
that
like
move.
Lapras just- it couldn't really ever generate an advantage because
Whale
of
Lord
the
rollout is
power
all you need. You're
gem
totally right.
over
Well, I
top
guess it
of
could
the
do a
We've
sideways,
both.
right?
Power gem was key in this series. Superior
It could do
getting ahead
sideways
on
technically.
energy,
It's
but
rounded
Gordon
and it
is
just
bringing the
rolls.
Primeape. No baits here. Close combat connects. And at that health range, Superior was not doing enough damage.
All right,
to
good
that
games.
Diggersby.
I thought
We're
it was
gonna
a
dive
little
into
bit
some more
risky
battles.
because there's a chance that if you debuff your defense like that, that maybe Superior can farm you down in some situations. But Gordon kind of recognizing I have 2 shields, you have 1. You probably don't want to go down to 0 shields.
How about
and
Mud Slap? Mud Slap would
just
just
reads the
be,
opponent really well there to get off the close
if you
combat.
give it anything other than
It also felt
Smackdown,
like
it might
because
get a bit dangerous.
In game 2, he did
Its
actually
stat
get the
product
refit
is
first
so
and
good.
didn't see no shield from the opponent, so it felt like there was a little bit of setup there where he abated game 2. He called it and he says, I mean, if you're gonna no shield, I'm just going for the close combat. And the moment that close combat landed, that just secured the victory for Gordon.
It did.
Yeah, I think I said it looked like it was over. Very
Yeah, I'm
early
working
on,
my
but
way
I think
up.
you were right that the Superior could have maybe swept if Gordon was a little bit loose with the shields. But kind of, Gordon knew what he was doing. Saved the shields for the Primeape, although he didn't actually end up using that. But just in case.
This
they
is
were
what I
still
love
there,
about
and, of
Credilli
course, it
swap-ins,
closed things out with the
is they
Diggersby
don't
and
expect the
that.
heavy slam. It's
Bastiodon
fantastic.
giveth and it taketh away. Game
Oh,
1,
I did
it
get a
was dominant,
shield.
But games 2 and 3, It just couldn't ever really find its traction there, but very well played from Gordon.
What was it? More Pekko on the lead, so I've already got 2 Pokemon that just destroy my backline.
Moving on to, it looks like that was actually a quite late round of the oh no, it's just that was round 2 of winners.
We're looking
group F.
okay.
So Gordon will be moving on to
I am gonna
round
get
3,
severely
and,
debuffed,
just as a reminder,
but that's
during day
okay.
one, we mostly show these winners side matches.
Wait,
and
is
then
that a
later in the day, we might start
13-13?
showing those losers matches,
What?
especially if we get to
Hold on.
losers
I think I
finals.
just saw the
Yeah,
combat
really
power.
looking
It's
to number
13.
And I'm very excited because we have so many great competitors who are
Yeah, it's a
here in
13-12.
Milwaukee. One of those, of course, being Rise to the Occasion, a trainer who won Milwaukee back in 2022. He's back here trying to claim the crown in 2025. And I believe we're going to cut to a quick segment here of him talking about his win in Vancouver of 2025.
What is this team?
These other tournaments play out, like EUIC that I didn't go to, you get that hunger back.
Rise is right.
My
Breaks
mindset
are
coming to
good.
this tournament was just
Noob's
take
about to
one
beat
game at
me,
a
yeah.
time and be deliberate with the lines that I was bringing, and I just didn't want to rush. I wanted to make sure I was taking
Oh
my
my
time,
gosh.
getting my lines through.
I gotta
I was bringing
delicately
a unique team that can maybe
handle.
catch some people off guard with some picks they weren't expecting, like the Shadow Steelix and the Glisopod. The MVP of my team this weekend had to be the Glisopod. I was
No,
one
no,
of the only
no.
people at the venue trying to trade for a Glisopod.
I'm gonna
There were
lose.
games where not only did it take out the lead Pokemon, but then it landed a move on the next Pokemon as well, and just immediately put me in a great position.
No, I was
This
one
time I
away.
lost right away on
No.
turn 2, and I was able to keep climbing all the way through the losers bracket.
Oh my
This is
gosh.
the best losers bracket I
I'm
fell
so
just short
washed.
in my last tournament. I was
Holy
right there,
cow.
Game away, maybe even one play away. So to
Oh my
come back from
God.
that and come back stronger is something I'm really
Bro. Well,
Rise to Occasion is
well,
your 2025
let's not talk about that.
regional Pokemon
Let's
Go
not talk
champion.
about
He has
that.
won a regional in 4 consecutive seasons.
qualified for the World Championship. It definitely takes
Let's
a little
not
bit of
talk
pressure
about
off
that
to
game,
have
okay?
some more fun with it.
I gotta get out of
My
here.
favorite moments from the past World Championships have just been seeing my friends succeed at the highest level.
It's
Zach
me
winning the
25
World
games a day,
Championship in
don't worry.
Japan, to see him go all the way and be on the front page of a Japanese newspaper was amazing. In terms of my goals playing competitive Pokemon, I do want to try to go for the LAIC Travel Award to go back to Brazil. I think I've really learned that I just enjoy the process of putting the time in and practicing and doing my best to execute
All right.
versus focusing
Let's
on
see what we can
outcomes.
do.
Am I going to win Worlds this year? We'll see about that.
We'll find out, Rise.
Well, this is actually my first regional, so I didn't actually prepare that much. But I thought, I watched some YouTube videos.
There we
went
go.
on Reddit, read about other people's experiences.
Nice.
And I have a whole cheering squad here, so I think I go and meet with them after my games to get a little bit more energy. But yeah,
Tink.
that's basically it.
Obviously have a good sleep, like an 8-hour sleep, and then have a good breakfast too next day.
Ooh, we got
And,
2
I
shields.
think it
Nice.
should be good for a long day of Pokemon.
If it's this tournament, I don't sleep. I toss and turn on a bed all night and just keep thinking, like, is my team ready to go? Have I done everything?
All right, well, we're
possible
ice
to
beaming
be
this
ready?
thing.
And I just come in here and play free and play to what I think I can do. And as long as I do that, I have no regrets and I can go home at the end of the day happy.
Yeah, I think it's really important to make sure that you've got energy to compete throughout the day. That means eating a healthy breakfast.
Yeah.
That means getting
They're
close
right.
to 8 hours of sleep, and just being in a good headspace for the tournament. Don't be
They
afraid
are
to give
100%
yourself,
right.
breaks between
Don't
rounds.
be
Do
like
things listen to
another
music
grass
or
type,
enjoy
please.
fresh air outside the
I
venue.
can't
think
handle
it's
this.
really just about
Yay!
making sure that your body and mind are ready for a long day of tough competition.
I, first of all, make sure that I get a full night's of rest if I can. Although I know sometimes we end up staying up late to test and make sure our decks are fine. Trying to eat some breakfast ahead of time and really mentally reset, make sure you're ready for a long day and taking one game at a time.
We just no shield here. Can't wait for the retirement home PvP tournaments in 2060. Yeah. I'll answer you guys' questions in a second. I gotta focus on this battle because I just got deleted last game by.
Absolutely, we are just getting started.
Why do some Pokemon don't reach max combat power for PvP? So that's all based on IVs.
But we are well on our way through this tournament.
And
So,
we have some trainers getting ready.
are you
on
talking
the
about-
stage. Maybe a few lesser known than some of the ones we've already seen today. We have Sword Slash, who is going to be fighting
You talking about
Dijon
here?
the Jin, also just known as Dijon.
So like
Sometimes
Great
just
League, you
called
see
Spiky.
it's, you know, the cap is 1490, but you're, or sorry, 1500. I'm looking at 1490s, but you're seeing Pokemon in the 1490s. Is that what you're talking about? That cap?
Kind of as the day progresses, which Pokemon really start to shine on these teams. Let's take a look at these teams for Sword Slash.
Dijon.
Does have a Dusclops, which is quite interesting. I feel like we saw that in that one little mini meta that we had in Vancouver, right? But we haven't really seen too much of it since. So I'm excited to see how it does. You know, pure ghost typing is pretty neutral across the board against most of the meta. We haven't seen too many.
I have hundos that don't reach. Ah, right, Patriots. Right. Okay, cool. I'll give you a little crash course of why that's happening. So, let me turn down the volume on the stream real quick. So how this works is, stats. So like 100% IVs, so like a 15-15-15 is what you want for Master League, or some specific Pokemon. So basically, like Chandelure here, right? It's 1500 combat power, but you get the best stats for like Great League and Ultra League vary depend on how many stats you can get by powering up, which means how many times, because you know when you look at the arc, those are the levels, right, of the Pokemon. So what you want is you want to try to power up as many times below the threshold of that league's requirement. So in this case, it's 1500. So if I can power up my Chandelure more times by having 0, 15, 14 and get that up, I get the most stats because attack is weighted heavier towards the combat power like algorithm of the math that goes in. So what you'll see is a lot of Pokemon that are up. These are not great examples. These are not great examples. Here's a better example. A lot of Pokemon that are up have lower attacks because you get more stat product out of them. So if you have 100 IV, it needs to be a Pokemon that maxes out under 1500 with XL Candy. So an example would be Medicham. Here. So you can see, like, this isn't the best, but it's pretty decent. I actually took, well, Medicham's not a great example because you want a little bit lower because of how XL. But this was my previous Medicham that I just powered up because it saved me a bit of XL. What's one that definitely maxes out below? Something. Chat, give me a Pokemon. Diggersby? Yeah.
Yeah, like we saw in that most recent
Well,
match. I guess some people are still
no.
utilizing Bastiodon even in the current
Ledian?
2025
Okay, yeah.
season. That last Bastiodon
Ledian.
really got punished.
Right, so Ledian here. Right, I have a 15-15-11. it maxes out basically at or near 1500. So that's where you want more of the stats in there. But for the best PvP stats, you're going to want PvP IVs. So while the hundreds can like work for you right now, you're going to want to replace some of these. And what you can do is you can do this in a multitude of ways. Like I use PokeGenie, right? So you can use this app to like look at the Pokemon. And so it can tell me like I'll rank it by PvPIB Great League. So it can tell me these Pokemon that I caught, like these were yesterday's and the day before's catches. This is fantastic. This is amazing for the Great League. It's a Machamp. It's a 1, 11, 13, 99.8%. That's like solid. But Mystic is right. Yeah, Hundos are viable if you don't have options. It's better to have, like a golden rule I have, it's better to have that Pokemon and play it and then replace it later than just never playing Pokemon because they're not good IVs or perfect IVs. So here's an example of a Pokemon that I've used for years, but its stats are horrible, right? So this is my Registeel for the Great League. I've used this for years before it became the trash can again. But it used to be top meta for a long time. But its IVs weren't great, but the Pokemon was great, so I still made it work. All right, we're going to get back into the stream. I hope that helps.
Ever safe Dusclops into the Cradily. It's a pretty neutral matchup, but Ice Punch is available.
Pachirisu is another example, yeah. Sableye.
Yeah, and Dusclops has a lot of different charge attacks that you can run with it. You can run Fire Punch. You can actually run Poltergeist if you want something heavy hitting on Dusclops. But it looks like Sword Slash is happy to bank all that energy for later. And
Sword Slash was writing some notes while a charge move was coming through. That's wild. Didn't know the app existed? Yeah, get that app. It'll be great. It'll definitely help you out. And then look up, there's a ton of videos. I have one on my channel under the guide section. And then other people have videos. There's great info out there on YouTube about PvP IVs is what you're looking for. Pokemon Go PvP IVs. And anyone's video will explain it.
Seeing 2 shields put up by Sword Slash, will he be able to get a Poison Sting down now because of that defense drop?
Alolan Marowak.
A bit of a poison sting down. Will Lapras
Taco Alolan Marowak.
Sparkling Aria? I think it might have. So Sword Slash instead is going to opt to throw the Aqua Tail. Doesn't want to risk getting hit with a Sparkling Aria.
Dijon able to pull out both shields.
The goat, yeah, the goat, of course. This is how I like to think about it. These metas are all designed to hold the goat back. Think about what's out here, right?
In the Tinkaton, quick switch out back into the Cradily.
Ooh, a 0 shield behind a Cradily. That's rough.
These neutral sparkling areas as opposed to super.
But there's a lot of energy left on all the Pokemon for Sword Slash's side.
It's a lot of nice neutral damage hitting against the Cradily. Dijon used to be.
Lapras is out, so it's just Tinkaton.
He would run Cradily. Cradily used to be quite a spicy pick, not so.
Did you guys catch the move? I don't know if it's GG just yet. There's a lot of energy.
That it caused an attack.
Here's no shield, all faith in Tink.
Here from Dijon, putting both of his shields for the Tinkaton in the back. Sparkling area going to be enough to knock out and
no, it is Bulldoze.
It looks like yes.
This is why you have Heavy Slam, everyone. I'm telling you, there's going to be a meta shift. I am telling you. Heavy Slam.
We're going to see Tinkaton can take a lot of damage. I'm excited that this tournament is an opportunity to see Tinkaton in action. Bulldoze, a very unimpressive charge attack, but it's going to be more than enough to knock the Lapras back out. And here
no worries, Patriots. I appreciate the tip. Thank you. Yeah, I'm glad I could help. Yeah, there's lots of energy here on all the Pokemon.
The first shield. Another one also ready. Going to pull the second shield from Dijon. This is going to be what looked like a charge attack type.
We might be able to see a swap because it wasn't charge attack priority.
Now being thrown, and this is really great for Sword Slash.
See, this Heavy Slam KOs here. Does Bulldog? Is this going to be enough? No, it isn't. Okay, it's Shadow. Yeah, it's enough.
With more than 2 Shadow Punches loaded at
ooh.
Going to do good neutral damage to this Tinkaton.
Yeah, Dijon, I don't. Sword Slash had a ton of energy, guys.
To be able to threaten a knockout, but no, 1 Shadow Punch not able to pull enough damage for the second to knock out. So I think actually now Sword Slash has another 2 Shadow Punches.
Wow, good comeback.
One will be more than
No, it hung on. Play rough, play rough.
Or a fast attack, but there is a
Is that enough? Chat, is it enough?
Looks like Sword Slash might not have been quite there. The play rough's gonna come through.
No, it wasn't.
Enough. And the
Good game.
From that fast attack applied to knock out the Tinkaton. That was a very, very close.
That was close.
Yeah.
Yeah, Charlotte, 2 shields. Sword Slash, the comeback. Energy is king. Yeah, that was a good comeback. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, if you're up 2-0 shields in a situation like that, it's usually like it's all over. But there was so much stored energy on Dusclops and Drapion. This live will go up as a video. Once the live stream ends, it becomes a video.
Both shields, excuse me. With the loaded energy on the Shadow Drapion, really.
This is gonna be the last set, by the way, guys. I gotta go down for like dinner and family time and get the kids to bed and all that kind of stuff.
Switch things up in the next.
Non-Shadow Dusclops made a difference. Probably it definitely did. Yeah, the 20% would have been a knockout if you look here. Actually, no. If it was Shadow, that Shadow Punch would have knocked out, right? So while defensively the play rough would have knocked out, offensively the Shadow Punch would have knocked out. So
was able to pull the knockout nonetheless. Going into game number 2, I think Dijon might need to figure out a way to preserve some.
That's what I like about Go's like unique thing, right? Because VGC doesn't have Shadow. They have other cool stuff, right? They get to terrestrialize and Mega Evolve and Zemu. They get all the cool things. They get all the bells and whistles. But we got Shadows, so.
At the end game to be able to try to debuff and retain the
most of Dusclops, how many moves can we reach? Yeah, it's like how quickly can we get to 100 energy and then just punch our way through.
That the charge attacks were doing.
I invested a lot into Dusclops, guys.
I do think that Dijon is going to continue
I've got
bringing that tank.
2 Dusclops and a Dusknor. So this one is I believe a rank 1 return Dusclops. I could be wrong, but this was a return, and then this one is a double punch. Still really good. Like these are like big investments.
Energy efficient move to shield.
Dusknor is super good. That I got bad IVs, but it is what it is. It's offensive. All right, game 2.
Dusclops going to be needing to utilize its same type of attack bonus, but very neutral shadow punches. Dusclops is a very tanky Pokemon. It is not known for attack output unless you're.
I love how Dusclops is just coming into this meta right now and doing decent, right? Like it's got a lot of targets. I mean, it's got the Ice Punch for both Credilli, it's good. Their Claydol, the damage against Credilli, the Shadow Punch. We see a swap out. Good time on that too.
So he does switch in right away, but it is answered by the Credilli. Sparkling area is.
Do you stay in Europe? Yeah, I live in the United Kingdom, in England.
I'm not 100% sure he needed to pull out the Credilli, but maybe trying to catch a move onto the Lapras was what he was intending to do there in that early stage.
You mentioned that Sword Slash's
It's so
Lapras
tough.
really
I need to play some
mirror,
Credilli
but
more.
in this
I haven't
match,
really
you
played it.
really want Ice Beam. So
It's
it
looking
really
incredibly
is,
strong.
You do have to make that very tough decision when you decide what do you want to pair with Sparkling Aria on your Lapras. It looks like
Nice
Sword
timing
Slash
by
looks to
Sword
apply
Slash.
a Sparkling Aria now onto Dijon's Credilli, and it is not
Ooh, not enough to knock out.
Credilli is able to throw one more.
Oh, they could. If they shield, they take switch, but do they want that?
Before knocking out with this Rock Tomb.
No.
I think Sword Slash is going
No.
to be A-okay with this.
Yeah.
Because the
Get some energy.
Credilli is not able to
Drapion.
reach another charged attack here. He's going to be able to get
Yep.
some energy on whichever Pokemon he brings in. It is
Yep.
unfortunately that Shadow Drapion
Ooh.
into a Shadow, or excuse me, a standard Claydol.
Well, actually, there's still...
Claydol's fast
The
attack
Dusclops has like
is
50% health and I think some energy, so they're still in a good position here. No, less than 50%. They're in the red. I see that now. Oh, they're swapping out anyways.
Is just not going to have time time with all of those mud slaps to be able to launch enough charge attacks to be able to knock out the Credilli. Sword Slash recognizes
I was like
this
11
and
a.m.
swaps
kind of
out
early for dinner. Yeah. No, yeah, I'm in England.
Dijon's going to get a really nice farm down here. Shadow Punch is not the strongest move. It is same type attack bonus, but Dusclops is really bulky.
Ooh, double Sparkling Aria. 2 shields left for Sword Slash and a Claydol left in the back.
The Sparkling Arias are gonna
Does the Claydol have a charge move, though? I didn't catch the swap out. I feel like it's near a Rock Tomb. Am I right? A Zyonik livestream? Yeah, you are. What's up? We're going to be watching play Pokemon on weekends.
And we'll likely be able to get a Rock Tomb debuff off at a point, and it might...
Okay, here we go. Do they get the Rock Tomb? They do have the Rock Tomb. Yeah, it's over.
Yes, going for that Rock Tomb, Shadow Drapion. No shields left to protect it. Rock Tomb, not a
So this is a comeback right there
power comes in where with its
by Dijon.
drops.
So now 1-1 in the series. 2 good games right there.
To throw both of the charge attacks in order to even attempt to knock out that Credilli, bringing us to an even series 1-1. We're heading into a decisive.
I appreciate it. Welcome in, man.
Solid team read.
Welcome in.
There, bringing multiple Pokemon that are going to thrive against that Shadow Drapion. You know, the grass type in Cradilly, typically grass types really struggle against poison types like Shadow Drapion. However, with the access to Rock Tomb, a really potent move.
So this is going to be just a heads up, everyone. I love these team showcases here. Is my quality down?
Able to really confidently fight back
No?
against that
Okay.
poison type, especially given that it doesn't typically run Sludge Bomb.
Win level 42. So fun story about this. Unless they increase the levels, which I don't think they will, because 50 is technically 100. I mean, it's not, but we're leveling up twice, right? So if you count each like level, half level, we're technically leveling up 100 times a Pokemon from 0, right? Max it out. But as long as they don't increase the level from 50 to something else, like to 60 or whatever, I was gonna go with Forever 41 until, and I would level up from 40 at 42 when I'm 42. And then each year get the extra level and then hit 50 at 50.
Dijon having really great energy management.
That's my plan.
With a Rock Tomb into that final moment really allows.
Because right now I don't need it, right? I'm within the +10 ratio to make sure I can max out any Pokemon. Yeah, it's an obscure reason, but I find it hilarious.
I'm wondering if the Shadow Primeape on the
and it's easy to not do it. So for me,
the one issue is that it's running Ice Punch and Rage Fist, right? So it doesn't have any super
I have to evolve the
attacks
EVs,
to that
right?
number.
Which is super easy. Like I can just do that.
With the super effective Psywave.
But I can't
So
accidentally
that
do
is a matchup
that.
where you really need to be able to
So that's the
ramp up
trick.
That Shadow Primeape
Forever 41.
with that boosted attack.
Well, I'm over 50. How do I beat the game?
As opposed to just neutral.
Welcome in, Glockru. We got a Game 3 alert. Never too old to battle, never too young or old to love Pokemon. This is what's great, right? It's a unifying game.
Super effective Rock Tombs. However, Lapras outpaces with Sparkling Aria, able to launch this charge attack first.
All right, so what do we got here? We got Lapras versus Claydol on the lead. Dusclops, Primeape in the back. That Primeape is in a sweeping position. If we look at the Credilli and the Lapras, and Sword Slash likes to keep shields, and they're up 2-1 right now, so I imagine we see a Primeape sweep. Now we see the Lapras come out onto the field. Okay.
Yeah, Dusclops is just so safe for Sword Slash, but just because it's safe, just because it's neutral, is it going to be enough to turn the tide?
No, I'm not waiting for
start launching
for
those shadow
EV moves.
punches into the Lapras
No, I'm okay. I got all my evolutions.
But it's barely going to take Lapras down to half health.
But that would be funny if I'm forced to with some kind of update.
What's he going to bring in afterwards? He's going to bring in his own Lapras.
Oh, I appreciate that. Is it Arigit?
From Dijon's Lapras will
Or am I?
threaten his own.
Do I have to pronounce it a different way? I appreciate that comment.
We'll have to see if Dijon
Will
recognizes
Licky
that
be
this
meta
far down
again? I don't think so,
for him,
unless
and he potentially
there's
could try
changes
to
to
pivot
its
out
move
into
pool,
one of his
its
two
move
Pokemon
set,
in the back.
or
Sword Slash
they
waiting on the timer,
rebuff Body
actually
Slam.
bringing in the Primate
Hey, Crispy.
instead, maybe trying to ramp up, get that
All right,
energy we
Primate.
were talking
This is
about
Primate
earlier.
sweep time.
So it looks like you do not quite have the
Karate chop
insight
all the way
today. You are
down.
not the Cresselia.
Oh no, Claydoll's coming
The
in.
tough thing here, though, is that now his full line of 3 has been exposed. No shield.
Free Rage Fist?
Rage Fist, a bit surprising because I think he had energy for the Ice Punch. The Ice Punch might have gotten a knockout. The charge attack is now loaded from Dijon.
Ooh,
Going to go ahead and
okay.
lower the attack stat
Okay, they're
of
kind of in a
this
tough position here. I don't think they can
Force. Now
karate
are
chop
at
down.
net 0, going to be able to build up to another Rage Fist. 3, 4, switching into the Lapras, trying to save that
Ooh.
energy for a matchup in the future.
Yes, and make clear
Primate
that
sweep, do we
debuffs
see
are
it?
maybe being able to
Chat, do we see
bring
the
this
Primate
right
sweep?
away into the future matchup,
Do we
perhaps?
get our booms?
We can see that Rock Tomb, though, does
Farm
do
down.
a lot of damage.
It's got a Skull Bash.
Get a Psy Wave down just barely.
Ooh.
The Lapras hangs on and then is able
Double.
to throw a Sparkling Aria into
Yeah, they
the
survive.
I don't think
They
it's
survived the
gonna throw
bullet
another
seed.
one. Let's find
Double
out.
Sparkling Aria
I
here.
think it's only one Psy Wave away from the next one, or it has it. It does.
And the extra Psy Wave. What a play by Sword Slash. That's 5 head. Going for that extra fast move damage might be crucial. Because now, Rage Fist. No shield. But I think Dijon with a shield is going to Psy Wave down. I think Dijon takes it.
But he does have a lot
Yep.
of health
Yeah,
left
good
on
game.
this Lapras, and super effective Psy Waves
They
will
know it.
secure him
Good
the
set
game.
of battles right there. Wow.
Again, really tight games. I would say from Sword Slash and Dijon, those were all really exciting. I would
All
say
right.
Dijon
That was a
bringing
good
that
set of
Lapras,
battles
bringing
there.
stability each and every time. They make such a powerful core, and Sword Slash just couldn't find a way around it.
Yeah, there were really no amazing answers to that core. You know, Cradilly felt pretty safe
Yeah.
for that team, and if you're going to be playing Dijon, you're probably going to want a Cradilly answer.
Most definitely. I really did like Sword Slash's team, though. I like the Dusclops and
No
Lapras
worries,
that
guys.
is
Thanks for
playing as
thanks for
well.
tuning in.
And just
So
kind
for
of
everyone
bringing
here, I
up
just want to give you
Shadow
kind of
Clone
like the
and Shadow
breakdown,
Clone
what like
trying to bring
what
like
you can
a
look forward to.
damage dealer,
So right now it's because this is an American tournament. It's evening for me, and I got family dinner. I got children's bed, bath, bedtime. Evening with my wife. That's all happening. And then tomorrow, I'm actually gone. We're going to their great-grandmother's house, as she's going to be moving out, so the whole family's doing like a big get-together thing.
It would have been tricky. It was a tough call, of course.
Yeah, she's 94 and has been living on her own, and she's decided, okay, I'll go to a retirement home now. But she's been like all by herself, just moving along, happy as can be. So I won't be streaming tomorrow, so I'm gonna miss the finals. But in the future, on weekends, I'm going to be watching these tournaments, whether it's EU or NA, or maybe rewatching a tournament that happened that was like somewhere else, like it was Oceanic or something. So play Pokemon weekends. I'm going to try to.
Record your battles and go back and rewatch them.
Patriots are a go. I appreciate it. You're awesome today, man. Thank you for all the support. Boom! So you guys, I'll toss you guys the link. You guys just go straight, just watch it. You guys can just go straight there. That's the link to the, be sure to subscribe to the channel as well. It's a new channel by Play Pokemon where all Play Pokemon stuff is going to be there. So it's no longer the Pokemon channel and Play Poke, like all mixed together. They have their own separate entity. So I will catch you guys. I'm going to go ahead and mute them. I'll catch you guys later. You guys can look forward to a new video in like a week or two, depending on. We're gonna do it about Tinkaton and some other fun stuff throughout the weeks and stuff. So you guys have a good one. Take care. Appreciate you all. See ya.